Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi. It is I, Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole. And welcome in. It's good to see you all. How are you all doing? It's our Thursday stream where we play Macintosh games for the most part, and we are currently playing Wandersong. We are in part 8. This is our eighth session playing it, and we are a happy bard traveling about. Hello, Seaspotter Mix. Hey, everybody. Scabanat, Courier 3, Rissa, Origami Shuriken. Emmanuel Faltamo says, hello, this is my first time here. I only recently learned about you from your Twitter thread, but you are amazing. All things I hope to be one day. Thank you. An academic, game master, and more. Not to say I'm also super queer and black. Nice. All the love. Am I going to see my boyfriends back next week? I hope so. That would be good. Hey, everyone. Oh, Emmanuel, thank you for being here. It is much appreciated. I like building a good community. That's what I hope. So, look, I have a thought. We're going to play Wandersong, but if you've never been to my stream before we start to play, we kind of chat about some things, and then we start playing. Then sometimes when we start playing, we also chat about things. But I've got a thing in my mind right now. And the thing in my mind, it's about tabletop RPGs, as it always is. Because, right, that is my life. Oh, I should tell you, by the way, I have switched up our alerts. I should tell you a lot of things. Oh, gosh. I have so much to tell you. This is, hello, definitely not Dremmy. Hi. So these are a couple of things I wanted to tell you. Because of the whole, Twitch weirdness about RIAA and DMCA, where's my cursor? Hello, cursor, where are you? I don't know where my cursor, there it is. I have put my alerts on silent, so when the alert comes up, I'm just gonna sing the songs because I think that will be safe. But the song itself won't play. We're just gonna have to deal with that a little bit, and I'm gonna find some way to work it out. I'm going to find some way to work it out. So there's that. I'm starting out my own game in Cyberpunk too. Oh, nice. Cyberpunk is awesome. But I'm new, so I'd love to know more. I hope to be a regular. Oh, hey, there are a lot of people here in chat who have Cyberpunk experiences, so we can be very, very helpful. And yes, Rissa says, one tip is one thing at a time. What else did I want to tell you? So... also, we have a giveaway for today. Our giveaway for today is X-Morph Defense, which is an indie action strategy game, and we'll give it away about the half mark. Intentional and responsible moderation of space is something I love in Twitch streams. Me too. It's rare, but I love finding safe corners of the internet. Yeah. Hey, Baron Tor. I mean, I always say safer because you can never make it safe because somebody can pop in and be ridiculous. They will be banned. But we always try. Watching your music and civil rights VOD, amazing. Oh, thank you, Lemon. Lemon Eater Eye. Thank you. Yeah, I do need a new goal. I'm gonna figure that out, is what I'm gonna do. So look, oh, we just got a sub. People, we just got a sub. Hold on. So this is what I'm gonna need from you all. I'm gonna need some heads ups when subs come in because things have changed. So, Lemon Eaterl, you just subbed, and that means something. There are things that happen on this channel. At the midpoint, you just make sure you're chatting. I'll let you know. It's cool. So here's the thing. No. I had to change. The music surprise was very okay. So look, Lemon Eaterl has just subscribed, and Lemon Eaterl, you do not know what this means, but it does mean something. It means that I'm going to sing to you the name game, but unfortunately, you don't get to hear it because Lemon Eater, got it, because I've had to mute some stuff, and I'm gonna rework it so that I get alerts. So first, if I need chat to let me know when things go through so I do not forget it, because I do not want to miss anybody. So, Lemon Eater, for you. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F. Or an M will appear. And then I say Bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can rhyme. Lemon eater, bo, bemon eater, banana, fanner, fo, femon eater, fee, fi, mo, memon eater. Lemon eater. Welcome in. Thank you for the subscription, and now you have the name game. And yeah, so we do the name games for people when they sub. That is a thing, and that's how our life goes. But everybody make sure to let me know if a thing happens, and what I'm gonna do is I think I'll put my little alerts thing right over here so I might have a better chance of seeing it, because I don't want to miss it. These things are important to me, you know. There. Okay. So before we start Wandersong, there's a thing I've been thinking about recently about RPGs, tabletop RPGs, and I wanted to just like chat with you about it. And that is this. People talk about bleed, right? Where you're feeling the feelings of your character, and like and that can be sort of disruptive, perhaps. Like if your character is mad at another person, then you are mad at that other person. Or if that's you know, so like your character has all these feelings and then you feel those feelings. And people think, and that can cause problems, right? Like, so you and another player having conflict in the game, and so then you have conflict outside of the game. And then, of course, people talk about reverse bleed, which is like if you're mad in real life and you come into the game, you just bring all your madness into the game in ways that could be sort of tough. And so I was thinking about this because I was thinking about something else. Some of my friends don't play V-Team anymore because of bleed. It was tough. Yeah. So like, personally, I feel like one should be on top of your bleed situation. But I was thinking about something. I've seen that happen during one of the D&D games I was in recently. Yeah, it can be great where like if your character's sad and then you feel sad and you have catharsis and it's great, but it can also be disruptive. But I was thinking about something else that is not bleed in terms of I'm feeling feelings that my character is feeling or vice versa, but I want to call it not bleed. I want to call it blinkers or blinders. So I was thinking about this thing that I've seen with people who may not have bleed in the sense that they have feelings, but I've seen people, and like, I'm a person who likes to get deep into my RP. I'm really good with bleed. Like, I do not mix my feelings, my character's feelings. I will feel my character's feelings, but like they are not my feelings, and I keep them very separate. Do you know what I mean? Like, if my character is mad or sad or whatever, I can like feel those feelings, or my character's scared, I can be scared. That's great, but I do not ever mix those feelings. I'm like, I've got my bleed on lock. But there was something else I was thinking about that I wanted to chat, which I'm calling blinders, because I've seen this happen with people who don't feel anything, even people who don't necessarily say RP very much, and also people RP, etc. And I think that when I was younger, this happened to me a bit more. I mean, I think being a GM helps you with this particular skill, but it's so this is what I want to say. It's blinders. It's when you're such a fan of your character, right? When you're such a fan of your character that you believe, yeah. So Curry's like, yeah, it's the same. It's been a problem when people thought I was legitimately angry at them. Yeah, that's no good. But it's when you basically take your character's side, and you can't see anybody else's point of view, right? Where you are so in your character's point of view, and this is not necessarily feelings, because you can be distanced from it, right? But when you take your character's point of view, so you can't see anyone else's point of view, right? So for example, you think your character is right. Your character, right? But like, your character might be wrong, but you can't see that your character might be wrong because you side with your character so much. Yeah, you're such a fan of your character that only their point of view matters, right? And the thing is, like, I'm a fan of all of my PCs, but it doesn't mean that they're right. They could also be wrong and kind of messed up. Do you know what I mean? Like for example, yes, Baron Tor. It's like a hyper-focused fandom. Yes. And Scabby Next says it's not just a problem with RP. Right. It's where you overly. You're an over fan. So I was thinking about this, right? My character Cuthbert in A State of Affairs, who I think is great, but I also recognize that Cuthbert is a problem. What is his problem? He does not care about society's conventions in a way that is also, I think, sometimes like I think it's also reaction formation. I feel like he feels rejected, so he rejects it in return in a way that ends up being about, he makes things harder for other people, right? He makes things harder for his mother. He makes things harder for his sister. I'm sure his sister was having a harder time finding eligible suitors because he's running around basically being selfish, right? Like he has reasons for what he does, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I understand that there's a thread of selfishness that's going on in his behavior, and that his behavior is causing problems. Like, he's not like the good guy. Like, I don't think he's a bad guy, but like, I can see that he's got problems, and I can see the ways in which right, that can be problematic for other people. And I think that it's important for me as a player to be able to not have blinders on as to this character. And this also comes in down to like being able to be meta a little bit. So I don't know, I'm sure those of you who play RPGs have run into that one person who's kind of a jerk who will say things like, well, that's what my character would do. Like, if they do really horrible, jerky things and ruin everybody's fun because that's what my character would do. And you're like, well, but your character can do more than one thing, right? Like, maybe you just take a step back and think, of the many things my character can do, maybe I pick one that's not so jerky to the other players, right? And I think sometimes people get so blinded that they kind of like, they steal people's spotlight, they ruin other people's fun because they're just not actually paying attention to the other players or like what their relationship, you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? And I think that's different from bleed. I think blinders are different from bleed. Blinders are super common among a lot of people who approach TTRPGs like a video game. Losing the video game mentality of trying to win is hard for some people. Yeah. That thing with Florence was just his moment of doubt in the hero's journey. Hello, Halford Hermit. Yeah, and I think that there's oh, thank you for the follow, Slightly Pear. I always feel that somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? I've turned off the actual music sounds because of the DMCA stuff. I'm going to try to figure out a way to have it work out, but I'm going to just try to remember when people come in so I can sing the songs. Half-assed but British, but no, it's a mouthful. Oh, how far's Termis? Yeah. How far's Dermot? I got it. All right. Yeah. I got it. Thank you. It's something I think about a lot, especially in crunchier systems like D&D. Sometimes it's more fun to fail. Right. Emmanuel says, that can certainly happen for GMs too. Yes, I've had it where I actually put too much spotlight on a PC and justified their actions, a personal GM. Yeah, totally. And I think that becomes really important, right? I think it becomes important to be careful of the blinders. Most people think they are the hero of their story, even if they are the villain. It's easy how that would project onto a character, right? Yes, Mitchie. And I think it's important for people to sort of recognize that's not the case, right? To sort of realize, because basically you are not the sole hero, like you're playing in an RPG with other players. There are other players at the table. By the way, all these thoughts I have nothing to do with a good society, except that perhaps I love that group and everybody's so giving and kind to each other, and it's really nice to see people play with each other in a way that is really sort of like, I feel neither bleed nor blinders happening in that game, and it's very refreshing. And I was thinking about a game that I'm not playing in or GMing in where I saw some of it, and I was like, ooh, that's the reason why it's in my thoughts right now. Rissa says, if you see randomness coming through from my keyboard, Maggie's decided that in this stupid hot weather, sitting directly on my keyboard is awesome. Cats. Scabby Knack says, the party for the game I'm jamming tomorrow, the members of the group have conflicting goals and they don't know it, and I'm so happy about it. Are we having self-help GM run? Mostly I was thinking about this new concept that I'm developing a concept called blinders, which I think is different from bleed, wherein as a player or GM, you have a hard time stepping out of meta and like sort of playing with other people, and you kind of only sort of take your character's side, right? As opposed to sort of stepping out a little bit. And I think that become a bit of a problem. Yeah, Bonsai's non-bleed moment was beautiful. I loved it. It was great. Like good for her. And villains rarely see themselves as the bad guy. Yeah, but like if you're also having someone in the group that needs to have the spotlight on them constantly, right, Falcom? And that's like about, again, I feel like sometimes that's blinders where they're like, oh, my character. And you're like, well, but they're other characters. You know what I mean? Like they're other characters at the table, and you should share. Courier says, if the average person approached all media from a point of not being emotionally invested in the outcome, television news might be worth watching again. And the thing is, I always feel like you can be emotionally invested in the outcome with, and this is a thing that I've taught about this in chat, that I've got a video game that I'm theoretically working on, although I haven't had time, where I want people to, like, I want to sort of maybe make a break between being emotionally invested in the outcome and being emotionally invested in having your character win, right? Those two things can be different, right? Like I am emotionally invested in the outcome of a good society, a state of affairs. Like I really want to know what happens. I'm so excited to find out what happens. But here's the thing, I'm not necessarily invested in all the best things happening to my characters. You know what I mean? Like Cuthbert could get back together with Gregory or not. Cuthbert could get the estate or not. Like I'm not invested in my character winning, whatever that might mean. I'm just invested in the story that all of us are telling together, and I'm really excited to find out what happens. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm excited about. And so I think that being able to be invested in what happens without your character having to win. Do you know what I mean? I think that becomes important. Mitchie Me says, one of my first computer RPGs had my character was knocked, stripped, and had everything from, no one checked with me first, so now I'm very careful of who I play with and where I play. Oh, well, yeah. This is a thing about session zeros, which were not as popular in the past as they are now, and it's good that they're popular now. Emmanuel says, I always try to make it a point to help prop up other characters as a GM or PC, which can be just as satisfying as having the spotlight on you. Right, and that's like that kind of taking your blinders off, like taking your blinders off for a moment and being like, hey, how can I help other people have a good time as well? Cyclona says, yeah, my main D&D game is having some major bleed issues. It feels like it's about the collapse. Ugh. I'm so sorry, Cyclonus. That is rough. Carissa says it's the winning that can be problematic. Yeah. Can anyone give me the spark notes on a state of affairs? Yes, Emmanuel. Michi says, honestly, I want Cuthbert to lose everything in Florence, and Florence gets it all. Hey, you know what? If that happens, that's cool too. I would be fine with that. That would be fine. Emmanuel, I'm going to answer your question. Courier says, yeah, that's the need. It's the need to be winning, or maybe more importantly, the fear of being wrong. Mm-hmm. A lot of people in this country get real mad when they're told they're wrong. Yeah. I'm also thinking that blinders and bleed can feed each other. Yes, see, Spider, I think they can. But I do think it's valuable to tell the difference between them, because I know some people like, and here's why. Here's why I think that it's important to sort of make a distinction between blinders and bleed, is because I know people from old school D&D who have no bleed, in the sense that they have no emotional connection to their character at all. Their character is just like a set of stats that they just want to win. Do you know what I mean? Like they just want to win, and that's it. And like they have these blinders on to other players, but they may not actually have bleed with their character. So I think that blinders and bleed can totally feed in with each other. But I think you can have bleed without blinders, and I think you can have blinders without bleed. Although I agree that I think they often tie in together. Yes, there's only one episode left of A State of Affairs. So A State of Affairs is based on the RPG A Good Society, which is right here. Boop. Good Society. It's a Jane Austen RPG, so it's a diceless RPG that is sort of set in Jane Austen. You have your characters have desires and goals. And they use resolve tokens to get what they want. Like, so instead of rolling a die, you would have to use a resolve token to get what you want. But you only get resolve tokens usually by bad things happening to you. So like there's this, particular kind of dance you have to play. And I'm playing a oh, we have a host. Hey, Hood Ornament, thank you for the host. Let me sing you our hosting song. Come on in my house, come on. Come on in my house, come on. Come on in my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on in my house, I'm gonna give you everything. There you go. Yeah, and it's really it's and it's got a lot of really great mechanics. It's rules light-ish, but it's got great mechanics that really help drive it. Emmanuel says the whole blinders discussion is opening my mind up to some discussions I should have with my party before going too much further. Do it. Krellin says Good Society is hands down the best narrative system I've seen. I actually think it's really good. I'm a big fan of it. Lawful super characters need to be blinders. Yeah, and also chaotic evil stupid characters. I still want Good Society, but the importance of being earnest. Fair. Barantor says, I think older school type games feed into that a bit with the whole death can be around the corner type of playstyle that may not let you develop your character much. Oh, totally. Ooh, follow. We just got a follow. Reese, the Northern Shaman, thank you for the follow. I always feel that somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Ba-da-na. Hello, Pastel. Welcome in. We're going to start. Yeah, so I think, what did Jer say? Yeah. Halfar's Hermit says, personally I recommend session zeros. Oh yeah. Not just at the very beginning, but little chat sessions throughout, finding out what everybody wants from the game, what they and their characters stand, talking about what they liked, what they found difficult. Yeah, I mean, it's good to be in constant conversation with the players. Like, that's just, that's important. So Emmanuel says, that's my mild issue with Cyberpunk. Takes a long time to make a character, but they're so squishy at the end there. Are you using, which system are you using, Emmanuel? What game system are you using? I want to know. I don't mind that when some games, because it's their thing, but it comes out to knowing what type of, yeah, I think it's important to know what kind of game it is. And also, oh, by the way, we're still doing our fundraiser for the Bale Project, which you can see the info down here. If you want to donate, the link is still live. We're going to be live until the 29th of June. So, you can do it. Session zeros are mandatory, I think. I start and end every session with making sure people are okay and trying to adjust the tone, plan plot hooks so everybody comes out having fun. Hey, Forla Santo. I also think, personally, pitches are important. I think it's important for... Now, it depends on what your game setup is like. So I have been a person, personally, because I tend to like not the most popular style or genre or system of game. Like, I like a lot of gritty games. I like a lot of historical games. I like a lot of games without superpowers. I often like games that are not Dungeons and Dragons. I know that what I like is a hard sell. So I don't, so like, I know some people, like, they have a set group of players. They're like, this is my game group. And that game group basically plays Dungeons and Dragons only or whatever their game is. And so there's never a pitch, right? It's just like, oh, well, you GM, and then I'll just basically do whatever. And we're going to do Dungeons and Dragons, go. And there's no pitch, really. There's no sign-on. So what ends up happening is, like, people might be basically playing, but they don't want to. They might be playing just because it's the group and everybody's playing. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, well, it's the, like, I mean, it's happened to me. I've been playing in D&D groups that D&D games that I did not want to play in, but because I was part of the group and the group plays, you know what I mean? And I was not necessarily having fun, but it's the group, so you do it. So for me, what I'm used to doing is, or what I've developed is, gaming is a social activity then for the game. Right, that's exactly right, Barantor. And so for me, I'm used to now doing a different thing where I will make pitches, where I will say, okay, here's a pitch for a game. And it will depend, like, either I'll do like 3 different pitches. If I have a set group, I'll make 3 different pitches, and I'll say, or if it's in my current virtual world, I'll make a pitch and then find players who want to play that pitch. But the pitch is important. The pitch is like, hey, this is the game I'm wanting to run. This is the system. This is the tone. These are the things that I want to sort of, that I'm thinking about being in it. Here's like this, like, hey, I'm wanting to play a horror game with body horror in it and also a lot of gore. And then find players who are like, yeah, I want to do that. Who are like, who give good, what's the word? Vigorous and affirmative consent. Like, not people who are like, are going to play it because it's just the game group they're in and they maybe they don't really even want to, but they don't want to say no. But where I say, like, here's a pitch. Do you want to play this? Check yes or no. And right, and I actually, and if it's for a set group, I give them 3 different pitches that are all very different, and they pick the one they want, they vote on it, and that's the one we go with because they've all then positively consented to that game, and then we have our session 0, where we refine from there. Or I find players who are like, yes, I want to play in that game, and then we have our session 0. Like, I actually do, oh my God, I do pitches. I just called the session. Oh, see, I will usually do the pitch before the session 0, because if people don't want to do the game, I'm not even going to do a session 0. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want the buy-in before we even start the session 0, and then we do the session 0, right? That's like, I want double layers of consent on that one, I think. There are RPGs like Dungeon Crawl Classics where you make 10 basic characters at the beginning and it's expected that a good many won't survive the first adventure. Then you pick up from the survivor. So yeah. That type of game might be more prone to that gaming mindset more. Could be, yeah. Yeah, maybe. Emmanuel's like the old-fashioned 2020 version. Oh, since I don't have the cash to get the new one. Is it even out yet? It's acting as a bit of a tester for the group to get a read of their chemistry together. I'm actually hoping to help them work on a TTRPG making. Oh, that's very cool. Half-Housed Hermit likes Zweihander, which I have and I need to read because I've heard really good things about it. And Courier 3, and I always invite new people to my pool of players. I think that's important. Like, people do what you want to do. Everyone do what you want to do. I'm not the boss of you. You. Do your thing. It's all on you. I don't judge you. Personally, I do think it's valuable to try to invite new people into your pool of players. I think that's great. I think if you can have a really good, broad circle of players, then everybody wins, right? And bringing new people, like, I think it's good to the hobby. Emmanuel says, pitching is so important. I had a pitch for the game first and working the pitches well with my players before anything, kind of reforming the pitch to make it more exciting for everyone. Yeah, and then Chris is like, this makes me think of Bill's prosthetics he used to circulate. Yeah, we have a joint GM called Bill, who's amazing and sort of amazing, who would sort of, he had like this gaming circle was like maybe 20 something players perhaps, and he would put out a pitch with like 4 or 5 different campaign ideas that would run for a year or 2 years, and then we would all vote on which ones we wanted, and then he would put together the groups. He would run three campaigns. He'd run like 3 campaigns simultaneously, and then we would get put in the games that we wanted to be in. And right, so like he would only pitch things that he wanted to run, and then we would vote which ones we wanted to be in, and so then that group of 20 people would sort of shake down into 3 different play groups, or 15 to 20, 15-ish. And then, so we all got what we wanted, and we all knew what we were getting in for, right? So it was good. Cyclonus says, oh yeah, if I could never play another D&D game, I would be happy. I much prefer non-D&D games. I'm the outlier in my gaming groups. For Lasanta says, I call that popcorn fun. You are not there because the game is interesting. You're there because it's an event. A lot of like going over to a friend's house to watch football. Who cares who's playing? There's popcorn pizza. Oh yeah. Beer and pretzels games, I call them, right? Popcorn fun, beer and pretzels. And sometimes you want that, but like, if I'm going to do a beer and pretzels game, I'm going to do it very differently than if I'm going to do a different kind of game. Do you know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, as a GM, what I think I'm doing is going to be different, and also as a player, what I'm going to be doing is different. Sea Spider says, I just realized that 9% of the games I played were pitched to me as we're playing X system. No wonder I've had mixed. Yeah, I feel like we're playing D&D or we're playing Cyberpunk is not, in my opinion, it's not a good pitch, because I have no idea as a player what kind of game that is. Okay, we're playing D&D, but you can play D&D in so many different ways. Is it going to be combat heavy? It's going to be RP heavy? Are we going to be all rangers? Or like, what are we doing? And maybe I don't want to do that. And maybe we could, like, give me a pitch. I am really big on a good pitch. And I think it just helps everybody be on the same page. right? Akame says, that's what I did when I pitched my Magic School set campaign using 5e. And my recommendation is make sure you actually enjoy playing 5e or run for it. The whole group is having fun with it. Yeah. And that's the thing. What you said, Akame, is that you actually just gave something much more. You didn't say, hey, we're going to play D&D, okay? What you said is like, I want to do a Magic School campaign. And people are like, using D&D 5e. People are like, oh, that's great. All of a sudden, people have a bit more to go off of. And I think I just think it helps. I just think it helps. You know what I mean? I think it helps. Yes, Trooper says, Critwitch, I consent to a game from that black cube behind you. Courier says, ooh, I adjust my game's tone a lot depending on the people. I generally run games for people who don't get to tell their own stories a lot of the time. And I mostly GM facilitate that. I don't play often at all. Yeah, and I just think it becomes this moment like, what is the point of this thing? Let's be on the same page. And I think I think it just tends to make the games run better if everybody's there for the same reason. And that reason could be just beer and pretzels or like popcorn game. But we should, like, if everybody's there for a popcorn game and one person's there to be like the edgelord, dark lord, it's not going to work out. Like, we should all, that's what I think. I believe, Emmanuel says, I believe part of the guide is out with some dice and such, but it's not fully out. Baron says, I think my problem with Zweihander is that it's so close to Warhammer and not. And since I played so much Warhammer, I started with it, that's hard to get to go to something new. Oh, that's fair. Rissa says, I still remember being shocked when I emailed a bunch of people to gauge interest in Call of Cthulhu game, expecting maybe 4 yes responses, but getting all yeses. And that's good. Hooded Ornament says, I'm too scared to GM, and everyone in Looking for a Group is asking me to. Oh, so I hard node them and jumped off DMs. Oh, Hooded Ornament, if you're too scared, here's the thing. You don't have to GM if you don't want to GM. That's all on you. You never have to. But if you want to GM, but you're too scared, what I might recommend is something where the GMing is a little bit distributed. So, for example, Fiasco or Good Society or something where there's sort of a GM, but the GMing is a little bit distributed amongst everybody. So, like, it's maybe a little bit less pressure. And Wax Steven, that is indeed Invisible Sun behind me. It is, hey, Wax Steven, how are you? Welcome in. By the way, I'm just, oh yeah. RGM, I'm a little bit late on chat, but I want to make sure I read everybody's chat, so I'm just trying to catch up. Yeah, Trooper and I, Riss and I met during his Transhuman Space game, which was pretty good. Oh, I haven't, like, I like ODS's pitches. All Clerics T&D game, who's in? That could be interesting, right? Emmanuel says, we're playing a combat light, RP heavy cyberpunk game where everyone lives in a bubble city ruled by companies with my basic pitch. I also tend to try to give players a sense of what kinds of things the PCs might be doing. It's often helpful, at least give them to think about what characters they want. We just finished a D&D game I offered to GM next. I pitched L5R and Blades in the Dark. L5R got the votes. Now I'm nervous because I haven't run it in a long damn time. You will be okay, Cyclonus. You will be able to do it. Yes. New character name, Edgelord Darklord. It's a great character. Courier says, yeah, the current campaign I'm planning is a popcorn game in the Lancer system. Stompy Mech Time. Right. And like I don't actually think there's anything wrong with any of the styles. It's just, for me, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with super gamist, like, just, like, go into the dungeon, steal the stuff, or what, like, or no dice at all. Like, I think all that's good. It's the key for me is making sure everyone's on the same page, because then it's not good when not everybody is on the same page, is what I'm going to say. Yeah, I had to get out of the mentality of having a whole story first before the players. I did that with Call of Cthulhu game. Even made the homebrew tarot card system with the hard-made cards. Oh, cool. It never ended up happening. Seven Wonders is a good book if you can afford it. 7 different one-shots. They're mostly gemless. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. I like that. All cleric D&D game sounds like a good reason to make combat more harder, which is fun. So that could be fun. Mitchie says, Trooper, my best D&D experience was a game that really didn't have a pitch or a plot other than world is dying. World won't die if magic sword is returned to this place. Dragon has magic sword. The dice roll. That's actually a pretty strong pitch, Mitchie. I actually think that's a pretty strong pitch, I would say. I ended up with my character whose strength stayed at 0, beat the dragon simply by asking for the sword after the rest of the party died because they were all punch and fight. Res Postons happened, the world was saved, and the group turned into a found family. No, but I will just say, Mitchie, that I think that's actually a pretty strong pitch, because all of a sudden you as a player, if you gave that pitch to me, world is dying, world won't die if magic sort of returned to this place, dragon has the magic stored, dice rule all. I know a lot about that pitch. I'm like, okay, I know what our goals are as players. I know what kind of players I should make. I kind of know what we're doing. Like, I kind of have a sense of the world even. Like, oh, like, I actually think that's a really good pitch. I think that's a good pitch. The only problem with GMing is that sometimes you wind up stuck as the GM. I'm grateful to be... yes, and we've got Call of Cthulhu on Saturday. Because that was the common denominator. No one had a place in the world. Right, and the thing is... I actually think pitches can be very different. There are a lot of different ways to make a pitch, and I'm very excited about like a lot of like there are a lot of like I've done some very experimental pitches which might seem different to a lot of people, but I think they're cool. I'll get there in a second. Courier says, I've run super serious games in the past. Right now I just want to run games so my players can blow off steam and have a great time. Yeah. Without annoying anyone, it is a new system as access to the plot. Mitchie says, I made the GM cry happy tears because my character hopped off the throne at the end and went, you can stay, you have family. Aw. I do enjoy Paranoia for blowing off steam. Wax even says, I run D&D like it's Final Fantasy. I'd like to do something similar to Constantine and Since Feelings Dark, etc. I'd like you all to make some completely normal characters. The system will be a surprise, but it'll be a surprise thriller. Some examples, yeah, those are all, like, I love really interesting pitches that are not what you'd expect, right? That's a good pitch. It's simply Journey to the West. There's a MacGuffin. Let's get it and be best friends. Yeah, that's great. Someone should make a pitch generator with random words and nouns. I wonder how the hell that would work. Yeah, Hood Norman says, there's no shame in saying I'm not comfortable doing that right now. How about we do something else first? Yeah, that's totally fair. So, like, I like to do, sometimes I'll do pitches like, I had one pitch, which is one of my, like, it's a pitch I'm very proud of. I loved it. It was, I want to run a 4-shot game right before I leave the state, and it will be sort of like, sort of mysterious, a little bit of a thriller, a little supernatural, but here's the, Hooded, Hooded, you like, again, you do take care of yourself, Hooded. This is it's important for you to take care of yourself. And so the pitch was, here's a person. I'm going to describe to you a person. This person, his name is Barry Nuss. He is the CFO of an international mining conglomerate. He lives in New York City. He's sort of like, this is the person that I've sort of created. I want you to make somebody who is connected to this character in some kind of a way. The game is going to kick off when this person goes missing. So any person that you want to make, any kind of person that is in some way important to this character. And I got his wife, who was a New York socialite and kind of a functional alcoholic who was bored with her life. His dad, who was a movie producer. His high school prom date, who is now a famous fashion designer in New York, but like from her past, she was like super poor when like back in the prom days and doesn't want anyone to know. And then his daughter, who is a wild child and reckless and causes lots of trouble. And then his one true love, this young up and coming choreographer, in New York, right? So like we got to find out who this character was, a little bit more about the people making the characters, and then they and that was one pitch. So another pitch was make a character who would be on the Titanic, or make a character who just all like do pitches in all sorts of different ways. I think that's fun, and I think that what it has to do is has to be something that allows the players to consent to what they're gonna do, basically. Yeah. Make stuff like, okay, check it out. Like, Plan 9 from Outer Space meets My So-Called Life. Sure. Yeah, those are great pitches. By the way, while we're here, we're just going to go and see what happens when we go here. Odious says, I tend to give the players half the world up front, general themes, geography, and see what the players' first response to the world are. Then I've been the second part based on those initial conversations. Yeah. And where are we? That's also really good. I just think there are a lot of different ways to pitch, but for me it's all about just making, for me a pitch does two things. One, it should give the players enough information so that they know if they actually want to play the game or not, so they can consent meaningfully to what the game is. And then the second thing that I think a pitch does is inspire the player so they can make a good, interesting character, right? So like, I want to give them two bits of information. One, give them enough information they can make something really cool if they want to play, and two, make sure they want to play. Oh god, now I want to play a game where the pitch is everyone is different people who got turned into animals from a mysterious wizard in order to learn a lesson, but they want revenge instead. That's a pitch. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, right? See, that'd be interesting. Courier says, I had a game that I wanted to run but couldn't find the players. It was going to basically be The Wizards of Waverly Place, which was a Disney Channel sitcom about teenagers who were wizards. Ooh. I want to run a 1980s... I want to run a 1980s soap opera. Also, what's happening here? Yeah, I want to run like Dynasty or Dallas. I actually have the Dallas RPG. It's over there. You can't see it right now. And I just thought it'd be kind of cool to run like a full on shoulder pads, big hair, dramatic music, dun dun dun, like shenanigans. I'm very excited about that, is what I want to do. I just want to do my big old soap opera. Although I did kickstart a couple of telenovela RPGs. So I kickstarted a telenovela RPG, and I cannot wait for that to arrive in my hands. So, you know, let's see. Says Krellin, it occurs to me that since I spent a decade doing my TTRPGs, almost exclusively through forum play by post, the pitch is just supernatural to me now, because I have to do that forum RPG thing. You basically have to start with a pitch. Yeah, Krellin, and I think that I helped refine some of my pitches when I was doing play by post, but like, it's good. I also want to do the Jersey Shore. Always. Yeah. Pasan de los Pasiones. Yeah. I kickstarted that, and I'm really excited for it to come out, to see like what will be like. Oh my gosh, stop. I won't just cosplay it. I will dress like that every day. I'm saying big hair is what I'm trying to say, Courier 3. The biggest hair, the biggest shoulder pads, big looks. I'm very excited. Imagine if you're running a sitcom game where you gain XP based on the amount of candle after you earn. Oh, that could be fun. Atlanta Knights using the Dallas RPG. Maybe, Rissa? Peter Corliss says, discovered you through your Twitter thread right now. Have to get going now, but sorry to hear about the way you were retaliated against your workplace for sharing your genuine experience. It happens, right? Meanwhile, here's my pitch. Camelot as a vampire realm. Ooh. Knights of the Round Table is all vampires. Saxons were as werewolf invaders. Morgan Le Fay trying to rally the pagans to kill the vampires. Okay, Peter, that's a great pitch. I would play that. Like, that's a pitch that gives me a sense of the tone and gives me an idea for characters. Yeah, I would play that. Peter, I would totally play that. I would plly that. I've wanted to run Spider-Man Maximum Carnage from the view of normal people. Oh. Barentor says, a soap opera RPG with the zaniness of early 2000s soap opera passions might be fun. Yes. Agree. Yeah. That's the... Peter, that reminds me of the Adventure Zone Dust, which was where it was the Wild West with vampires and werewolves. Not a secret beast, but just as regular people that lived around there. Hey, how are you? I'm back. Yeah. Ooh, I'm excited. I tend to run sandbox games most often, as do I, unless it's a one-shot. You can't run sandbox with one-shot very well. I often host a microscope session, and then if it sticks and people are interested in the world, we build it, we plan it, we do that. Oh, nice. You know, I really want to run microscope or play in I want to do a microscope one time. I think that'd be fun. It happens to a lot of trans people. It does. I'm very privileged to have decent security. I didn't have nearly as much security in Ireland. Yeah, I mean, people sometimes don't want to hear things. They say they want to hear things, but then they don't want to hear things, and you always have to guess. Right, that's the trick, right? I will play a soap opera only if I can be Stefano, who's secretly Baltar. Yes. I think for me, Microscope is this very Manuel. Microscope is a very cool game. It has no GM, and it's basically a world building game where you all come up with like a theme for the game, and as a group you all sort of create different eras in this world's history, different major events and major characters, and you can jump around through time, and you kind of like, you're basically telling like the story of this whole world. And ooh, did we we have follows that just came in. Thank you for the follows, everyone. I always feel that somebody's watching me and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Oh, thank you. Welcome in. Thanks for the follows. It's very cool. Pitches in the works. The first game as proof of concept for my Cyan post-apocalyptic California game. Something in Lancer, and then my usual play group may want to play the X-Men Academy playset for Las Pasiones. Oh, cool. Apparently, wrestling fans are totally willing to play soap opera games. Who knew? Oh, I see it. Courier 3 says, yep, I remember one of my friends blew up at me because I was complaining about cis people in reference to transphobia. I say friend because years later we made up. I cut that bitch out until she apologized. Hello, Embry, found you. Welcome in. Yeah, and I think for me, I think that's one of the, oh, I wanted to go back in the house, sorry. I think that becomes one of the really tricky things, trying to figure out when somebody actually wants to know what's going on with you, or when they just say that but don't want to know, right? Because so many times people say, hey, I really care about your feelings. What are your feelings? You should tell me. But they actually don't want to know. What they want to hear is, I'm great, thanks. Or like, I'm sad, but in a way that does not implicate them, right? Sometimes people really do want to know, and the fact that you always have to sort of guess, it can be tricky. Yeah. Let's see. What's our conversation here? By the way, we're playing Wandersong. We're a bard, and we're trying to save the world by learning the Earth Song, by going through different overseers, like sort of different like spirit kind of people who know little fragments of this big song and learning it from them. But there's a hero who's trying to murder them, so that's pretty awkward because that makes it hard for us. That's all I'm saying. Krellin says, I actually did play a wrestling RPG. It was amazing. We had theme songs, detailed wrestling rules, lasting injuries, and plotlines. Oh, that sounds fun. I don't know. It's like code to me, but I'm autistic, so I always figured it was on me when people got mad. No, Courier. That's not on you. People can be weird. Am I stuttering? I think the internet's a little bit tricky today. So, right, we'll have to watch out for that. I've got a game called Contenders, which is a boxing kind of a game, and that could probably work. I may also want to run Haunted West, but I sort of have a Dreamcast for that. I may also want to run Haunted West at some point. I'm just saying there's some goodness there. I had an Irish wrestler, a screaming bagpipe, who ended up in a neck brace in his first match. He continued to wrestle in it, however, gaining the new nickname, the Screaming Neck Brace, and went on to claim the lightweight championship belt and defended it 3 consecutive times while in the neck brace. That's amazing. All right, let's see. It doesn't look like I'm dropping more frames. We will have to see about this one. I'm gonna watch it. Hi. We want to stay here. What voice? Well, you can't. All the rooms are taken. Except for one. And that one is haunted. What? Really? Normally I'd be completely kidding, but right now I'm not. Hey, Lala, can't you like sing to ghosts or whatever? Yeah, I can. That's my voice. There are problems with it, of course, but storytelling is not exactly super clever and layered, but I have a soft spot for it this day. Akame says, usually I ignore certain people that ask me if I'm okay if they kind of want a jumping point topic for current events. It's like being the black friend thing. Other times friends are generally asking, so there's a balance. Right, there is a balance, and sometimes you just have to figure out what it is. And I just feel like if you're my boss, I don't believe you. That's all. Soronlin says, this could be fun, a wrestling game where you play as 2 levels. The real wrestlers and the characters they play in the ring. Ooh, both levels have storylines and only rarely match up. A wrestler's best friend might be their mortal enemy in the ring, which could be a problem when they're seen drinking together in a bar. Ooh, that could be fun. Ooh. Really? Normally we'd be completely kidding, except we never are because we're an actual walking joke. Well, if you're willing to brave it, it's the very last door upstairs. Just be careful. It's a mean ghost. This is Franny. Kayfabe stars. Yes. Seen the vid, a long-term story time by the Irish. Gotta be careful talking to folk that have control over your own income. Oh, yes. And the tricky thing, Akame, is they know that. You know what I mean? That's always the tricky thing. That's always the tricky thing about it. So, gotta be careful. Courier says, yep, people who treat jobs as if they're a lifetime duty to a corporation or organization are a lot, and you have to be careful how you talk to them. It's true. Or people who use their job as a way to make themselves feel better about themselves. Just have to, watch out about it. Don't try anything funny. All right, well, who's this person? Ooh. Well, that person's not talking to me. Who's this person? That person's not talking to me either. How about this person? Also not talking to me. Apparently nobody's talking to me. Well, I'll talk to Miriam. Why is everyone staring at us? I have no idea. Yeah, fortunately my job was different every time I worked. That's not necessarily bad. That sounds like that could be good. Also, nobody talks to bards. People should talk to bards. Or maybe they shouldn't talk to bards. Hey, do you hear spooky haunted music? Yeah. Nobody will... Okay, let's... Wow, everyone in this hotel is straight up rude. This is true. They're rude, everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna just sing to the ghosts. We'll see what happens. Oh, it's locked. Haha, I guess you forgot to give me the key. I'll just go back for it. Is our bard nervous? Talking to bards is dangerous. They're diplomancers. They'll talk you into anything. You forget to plan up incompetent people who have positions over you because they're related to the business. Ugh. Or they've just been there so long. Ooh. I also love the story of Maki Ito, the fired idol, the saga of Tam Nakano Anarisa Hoshiki. Oh. They're not rude, you hex. It's kind of hard to talk to a guy whose job is to spill everything they know. That's fair. Wait. Hey. What's going on? Oh. Hello, ghost. Okay. Okay, wait. Oh, okay, I'm hanging out with the ghost, everybody. Oh, purple. Oh. This is, they're messing with me, people. Okay, there we go, ghost. That's it. Color matching ghost. Hi, ghost. Ooh. I think like I'm not doing well. Ouch, leave me alone, ghost. I wonder if I'm supposed to hit the thing right before it kills me. Perhaps. Hi, Ghost. So we're gonna do some kind of a matching thing, and I don't even know what it is. You know. I think we got it. Maybe. Oops. I've got to protect myself or I'll wreck myself. Wait, don't close out of Twitch? I thought I protected myself there, I really did. Hi, Ghost. I don't... So, y'all, I love it. So, I was thinking about campaign lengths. I just have to do better. Ooh. There's just, a lot. So I was thinking about campaign lengths and how really, like, what you do in a 4-shot is really different. And then you do in a 1-shot. Okay. I think I did it. Oh. Minstrel, your voice, can you lend it to me? Deliver this to rule as king, end this war. There's a strong connection between the shows and campaigns actually at a yeah. Ooh. You know, it's really interesting, Wax Steven, because it's fascinating because I often think about the ways in which I have long I've tended to run games at my table very similarly to the way that I run them on stream. That has been my preference. There is a kind of a way of playing at the table that is quite common that has never been my preference, which is like, where people are just goofing around most of the time. That has not been my, hey, Wandering DM, has not been my go-to preferred experience. I can do it, but it's not my go-to experience. Did you play a lot? I did. I started playing RPGs when I was 11 in 1983. Oh, your first games were actually show streamed? Oh, that's so interesting. I mean, they're not the same exactly, but that's very interesting. Yeah, no, I've been playing for 93, 03, 13, 37 years now? Ooh, 10,000 plus hours. Yes, I honor that. Yeah, I've been playing for like 37 years. I've always been the one who really preferred super intense games where people are really serious and focused. And so the people I have, the people that I tended to gather around me are people for whom if you put them on stream, it wouldn't be that much different from how they are around a table. But I've certainly played table games that are very, very different from what you'd ever get on stream. Yeah. Curious says, I'm definitely a high drama or super intense GM most of the time. It also means my campaigns might only get to 10 sessions and generally last only 2 to 2.5 to 3 hours, which is very often what you get in a stream show, right? So there's those things there are commonalities there. They kind of have to be playing to an audience. It's tricky to find a balance, but it's doable. Mm-hmm. Wax says, I have a strange combination of extreme confidence and extreme self-consciousness. It's interesting because I have a belief, which nobody believes. Nobody believes me. It's fine, but I have reasons. There's a lot of conventional wisdom about what works as a streamed RPG. And people are like, well, if you want to do a streamed RPG that's successful, make sure it's really rules light and doesn't have rules because nobody wants to see rules. Make sure it's basically all action or all drama all the time because that's what people want. Even going so far as maybe scripting some things or editing things out. But if that were true, then Critical Role would not be the #1 RPG because Critical Role will spend 2 hours on a combat full of maps and minis, and then they'll have shopping episodes, right? Like, I actually think that there is a space in the RPG realm for really crunchy games as well as for rules lights games, for games where people are go action, or games where people are like basically chatting and talking. I think there's a space for both, like a super crunchy cyberpunk game and a good society, you know, and something that's super maps and minis versus or something that is also theater of the mind. I think there's space for a lot of different ways to do an RPG online well. And you know, I mean, I think there's just a lot of different ways to do it, and I think that there's just no one way to do a streamed RPG and have it be successful. Yeah, that's what I think. Weird theater kid thing. Why are you talking about me, Halfar's Tournament? Why are you talking about me? Finding consistency is difficult to me. Of all the games I've been in, none have gone full circle to a concise end. You know, Emmanuel, I find for me, one of the things that really helps this is that, and I started doing this well before streamed games. This is a thing I started doing in the 90s, actually, is that because I had a group where there were like a group of 7 players and 5 of us were GMs, 3 of us were consistent GMs. We would actually all run in seasons. Like, I was running an espionage game, Tony was running a vampire game, Mark was running a Star Wars D6 game. We were the 3 core GMs, but then one of the other GMs would like come in, and so we would basically run seasons. I would run my one season of the espionage game for about 10 episodes, 10 sessions, and then we'd switch over to vampire for about 10 or 12 sessions. Then we'd switch over to Star Wars for like 10 or 12 sessions. Then somebody would jump in to do something else for 10 or 12 sessions. We'd come back to my espionage game for 20 or 12. So I've been running sessions and seasons for a long time, and I just find it's a little bit easier for players to commit to 10 to 12 sessions of a game rather than like, we're going to play for 10 years. That can be daunting. So sometimes like framing it just in terms of like, hey, we're going to have an end point where you can jump out if you want to, helps people not miss games as much, and also just sometimes helps the vibe. Yeah, it has to be an improvised play, so the people whose biggest strength is Scabinak, this is true. ZBO worked well too in Lancers, not rules like. Yeah, that's right. Unless I think that in the end, a lot of it comes down to player charisma and cohesion. Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's actually really true. I recently wrapped up a Lancer campaign, and it was by far the most difficult thing I've run, and as it was rules heavy. I need to read Lancer. But if you try to stream Shadowrun, clearly it's because you hate your players and your audience. Except that here's the thing, ODS. There is such an audience for Shadowrun. There are people who love Shadowrun and want to watch it, and they are there for it. They're so excited. There's more than one way to roll a die. Yes. Very, very serious games tend to be difficult for new players, though. You know, and that depends on the players. I think that... like, if your players are theater kids, then it's not so hard for them. And most, like, I was a theater kid, and most of the people I played with were also theater kids, and so we just kind of like dove into very serious games right away. And that was like, that's kind of our natural equilibrium, was that kind of serious game. But also, I will say, comedy games are hard to do well. Like, because sometimes it's actually just not funny. I think that people really underestimate the difficulty of doing a comedy game well. I think comedy games are hard. They're doable, but like, they're hard. They're not as easy as people think. And Scabinak says there are different metrics of what makes a stream successful. Yes. Cyclone says, I was going to say my favorite stream RPG will always be Corpse Sins, and Shadowrun is just so damn crunchy. Yeah, I get a lot. Courier says I get a lot of flack for this, but it's why I don't like D&D. It's not a game that mechanically lends itself to good roleplay. See, Courier, I think it's a best. It's a best of fit game, not best of breed. Oh, see, the thing is, I think that D&D is actually really good for a certain kind of role play, and that I think we have to recognize that there are different kinds of role play, and you can do different things with D&D, of course, but for me, what D&D lends itself well to is archetypal role playing rather than like deep psychological role playing. Like you can do it, but I think that where D&D sings is like big archetypes: the fighter, the paladin, the wizard, and that's a style of role play that works. Do you know what I mean? Like it works, and it's just like not the same style as other styles. It's still a style, though. I think it's, still a style. Curry says, yeah, lots of backseating in chat because this game many people know the rules to. Lesser known games are more willing to just go with it. Wax says, my opinion on anything that's run on stream is that it needs to be understood by the audience at a glance. As long as the viewer can generally understand what's happening without busting out the abacus and decoder ring, then it's okay. Sure, except Whack, for those players, for that audience who love the abacus and the decoder ring, and that's what they're there for. Like when I with Corporate Sins and some of these Shadowrun games, the people who are watching it, they knew all of those rules, and you can see it in chat. They're like, no, but there's this here, and like same thing with certain D&D games. Actually, all the D&D audience, they love that. Like they love the abacus, and they're into it. You know what I mean? And like, so I think it depends on like what kind of audience you want. You can get different audiences. That may not be the audience I want, but maybe it is. I don't know. It depends. Yeah, I think it depends. Like there's like, because Whack, you have no, it's not you, Whack. There's somebody Encounter Roleplay has like a big arena where people just like do a big arena, D&D arena, and like there's gonna be an audience. Hey, hello, Bithtron, how are you? People are gonna be into that. Right, and then Courier 3's like, I had Shadowrun memorized at one point, right? And so like they're like different audiences, and I think that's interesting. Odia says comedy requires timing and sensitivity. Yeah, yes, drama requires weight. Wandering DM says comedy as an art is very hard to do right. D&D is a repeat type RP. You know what to do because you did it last time. Yeah, dual classes out to spice it with the same type of dish, and some people want that. Emmanuel says that D&D archetype roleplay reminds me of Dungeons and Daddies, where all the players are literally different dad archetypes. Yeah, and the thing is, I think Wax is right. We have a brand on Table Story as a roleplay heavy immersive experience, right? And that's what people come to. That's the audience that you've cultivated. And the thing is, Whack, and this is me giving you some love, that there are games that if I were going to put it on a channel, hey Chicken Wolf, I would be like, okay, if like there are certain games where I thought, okay, I want to run a game that is like really roleplay heavy and really immersive, and I want to find an audience that will appreciate that. I would rather run that on Table Story than I would on maybe a different channel. But maybe if I wanted to run something that was like super goofy, super funny, with like a lot of haha, yuck yuck, laughs, then there might be a different channel I'd want to run that on. And so I think there's something about the kind of audience that you cultivate, and I think that becomes what is successful, right? If you cultivate a kind of an audience that wants that, then I think you can be successful in a lot of different things. And I think that's like the really exciting part, is that you can get different kinds of experiences. True, different RPs draw different. Yeah. I go watch this and I come back to you calling me out like, no, Krellin, no. I wrote a game myself, by the way, for Witchcraft and Wizardry, our Harry Potter show. Ooh, that's cool, Whack. What would you run on Dot's channel? Oh. Dot's got really good RP. She's got a good mix. Ooh. It also depends on who the audience would be, right? Like who the audience would be. What is our I was absolutely one of those people who knows all the SR rules watching Corporate Sins. For those who don't get it, that's actually true. But also I think, let's be really fair. I'm going to say this, and this is not, I'm not calling myself out in any way. Or maybe I am. I don't know. I have cultivated a circle of RPG places that I watch and hang out at that tend to be roleplay heavy, kind of immersive experiences. That tends to be like when I think about the places where I'm sort of like watching, playing, Table Story, Tales from the Grim, Little Red Dot, Roll for It. Call it my Pizza Hut cup. Mostly these are all pretty my own channel too, right? Are pretty role play heavy immersive experiences. So this is a place that I tend to hang out in for the most part. I'm going to say it, and people are going to hate me for it. I love math. I think doing simple arithmetic in RPGs and board games are enjoyable. Oh, Courier, yeah, Prax. Oh yeah, Prax too. Oh my gosh, yeah. Courier, I'm going to tell you something. This is something I'm going to tell you between you and me. No one else has to listen. My favorite game is GURPS, and GURPS is not rules light. It can be scaled more light or more crunchy, but compared to like the ultralight games, it is not a rules light game, and I love it. I love take a shot. I mean, what? And what I love about it is that I love the combat. I love that it gives you interesting and meaningful choices, and the math is sort of interesting to me. I like it. GURPS. Oh, I should make a GURPS command, shouldn't I? Jer's correct. I should make a GURPS command. I have to leave. Oh, pouring over my. Oh yeah, go watch Microscope. Go check it out. It's a good game. I know it's true. I really like GURPS. I've played, and look, I have played a game with Rissa where we had only 2.5 combats in 3 years. I've also played in games where we had a lot of combat. Like, I really think that you can scale it in interesting ways. But one of the things I like about it, to speak to Courier, is that I actually like that the crunch gives me meaningful things to interact with. And I've played some games. GURPS was one of the first rule sets I played. Oh, nice. The thing is, I think that with a good GM, I think that GURPS is not hard to jump into. Soronlin says, I see your GURPS and raise you champions. You need a spreadsheet to design a character, but they can be so flexible and interesting. I also played champions. I did. I also played. I see you. I could see GURPS on Table Story. They made Lancer work after all. Yeah, I think the thing is with if you're going to do GURPS on Table Story, you just want to have like really good players, and a really good setting, a really good pitch that would be really interesting. I see your champion and raise you rifts. Ooh. I also played Rifts and I did not enjoy it because the GM and it may not. The problem may not have been Rifts. It might have been because it was just, the campaign was just super imbalanced. It was really, really imbalanced and rough. Basically, the GM did all the legwork. They asked me questions when making the character sheet and wrote it out for me. A simple man. I like rolling a lot of dice, even if I only play games digitally with digitalized. Hey, Robotech. Oh, I played Robotech. That was good. My brain was made of a fine paste after ZBO. I should probably check out Lancer. I love the lore for Rifts, but I think you need something like Fate to run it well. Ooh, yeah, yeah, one moment. I love Hero System. You can literally do anything with it. I think of a setting or character you cannot make, I challenge you. Yeah, and I like a good generic. I do. And yeah, so for me, but here's the thing. I'm going to say something about crunchy games, depending on level of crunch. I really like Amber Diceless, but it was short-lived. Amber is a game that I really want to play. So JRab, in case you know, I want to play all of the major games historically. Like, if there's a major game in our field, in our hobby, I want to have at least played it at least once, because I haven't played Amber and I haven't played the other big one, Amber and the other one, not. Come on, everybody, like, Rissa, you'll know it. It's Amber, and it's Amber Diceless, and the other one was not Exalted. God. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. It's the white book with the Greek statue on the cover. It's like a big table, coffee table book. Really, come on. I think it's by the person who did Chubos. It's like the book itself is no longer in print, but they made a new edition and it's very famous. It's a white coffee table size book with a Greek statue in the front. Not amber. It's, oh goodness gracious. I'm gonna remember. Krellin asked, "Do I know of any setting system with a really good setting and a really good system?" That's a very good question. I think a lot of my friends got into tabletop because of how digital does all the math for you. If you've ever, I know 6 Billion Demons. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Earlier this year, says Forlosanto, I played Mutants and Masterminds game, and about halfway through, we ported over to Savage Worlds. I missed some of the crunch bits in M&M, but pound for pound, Savage Worlds did super better, mainly because the rules got out of the way of the story. Have you played Bunnies and Birds and Falcon are both things I've done. Here's a question. What system you want to love but just couldn't get there? It's a good question. Numenera. Ooh. Roll damage is like, well, in some ways here's more realistic than most. Endurance, non-lethal damage, and stun bleeding. Yeah, it's heroes and hero champions and GURPS are very similar in that way. Amber. Numenera's system setting and yes! Thank you, Half-Ost Hermit Nobilis. Thank you. That was the game I was thinking of. Thank you. I've been wanting to play Nobilis, either play or... well, then I've got Lancer. Thank you. Half-Ost Hermit, thank you for saving my life. You have saved me. Because that was going to distract me all night, I will tell you. There's pretty significant overlap with the Troopers community and the community from Geek Space TV, which actually ran several sessions of an RPG based on the Kill 6 Billion Demon systems. Yes. Let me see what this person is. Stranger? Miriam? Uh-oh, Miriam fell. I'm awake. Uh-oh, that seems bad. Let me see. System and setting together integrated that I really like. I will say the community created a program to help run games of Lancer called CompCon that is vital, however. Oh, interesting. Oh gosh, I think sitting I really liked the system and setting for Unknown Armies. I just never figured out, first ed, second ed, the best way to run a campaign in it. So that seems like that might be tricky. I also really like... you know what's tricky though? A lot of the really good systems end up getting ported into generics. So that's, yeah. I mean, PB, of course, PB, here's the thing. PB did not actually run an Unknown Armies campaign. She ran Nocturne, which was not Unknown Armies. It was using the Unknown Armies system. Yeah, she hacked it all over the place, right? So that's tricky. It's tricky. It's like, I really just like this. Yeah, so... And what she did with Nocturne was phenomenal. I've not seen all of it. I've seen the beginning of it, and it was brilliant, and I loved it so much. What else? Let me see. What else do I think is really great? You know, I really liked... Okay, I'm going to say this, but this is really tricky. And I don't know if I can say that. Questionable. It's questionable. I think Vampire has a lot going for it. There's some like quibbles I have with the system here and there. but I think it's good. I think it does a really good job of merging, and I'm talking here to second edition is what I'm talking about, right? I think it did a really good job of merging, of doing a pretty good system. Like there are a couple of things that I would quibble with, right? Just in terms of like little here or there, but I think that it did a good job of merging those things well. I want to do a reverse with Eclipse Phase, keep the setting in lore, but write my own supplied system for it. You know, there's a Fate Eclipse Phase. You're like, oh no, my AD&D brain cannot focus on 3 things at once. That is fair, Pastel. Correct. I emphasized the out of the cockpit stuff for my campaign and used minimal mechanics when I did it. When they hopped into a fighter in their mechs, we relied on the mechanics. Ah. Ooh. The spirit. Is it really gone? Yep. Maybe we were all wrong about you. We thought you were from over the border. Huh? You must really be a stranger to these parts, hey? We sure are. Well, let me make things simple for you. There's a war. Around here, there are 2 big kingdoms. Rule, that's us, in the east, and Chandesh in the west. We've been at war for generations. Why? A great many reasons, traveler. Ooh, here we go. Hold on a second. The World of Darkness mage was really interesting in how you can invent your own spells on the fly, but they are controlled with their power to your level. However, when you get more powerful, the more dice you roll means a greater chance of fumble. Yeah, no, that seemed really cool. In-game history lesson. Yes. Yeah, you can run Lancer as mostly a very simple pass-fail rules light. Yeah, mage. I really want to go and check out Wraith to see how I feel about that. There's also a new system for and called Altered Carbon. It's somewhat based on Savage Worlds, but from what I saw, they did a really good job tailoring the mechanics. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. You know what I really loved? I actually thought it was a great setting and also realization of mechanics. I really loved Night Witches. I thought Night Witches was great, and I realized that Night Witches is powered by the Apocalypse, but they changed it in order to make it more setting specific in ways that I thought were really good. I'm quite enamored with Night Witches as a setting plus system thing. It's pretty brutal in certain ways, but I think it works really well with that system. What else do I have? Let me think. Achtung Cthulhu. Yeah, so I'm going to just say for the record, I think that Night Witches did really well in merging those 2 things together. Yeah. That's one I would put out there. We want setting system together. You know, I need to think about oh, does she really? Well, I mean, I thought it was yeah, so VTM Night Witches, I think I've heard Wraith is really hard to run from Mathis, but Mathis style gymming isn't how everybody plays World of Darkness. You know, I feel like with the right players, it could probably go. I'm really gonna have to sort of check it out. I'm gonna have to check it out, the Night Witches, to not that I'm sorry, Wraith, to see what I think about it, because it might be, you know. I think VTM does a really good job of merging system and setting. I think Night Witches does. I think Mage does well. You know what I really enjoyed? I actually really enjoyed Mutants and Masterminds. And I don't really like superhero games that much. But the Mutants and Masterminds that I played, that one I thought did a pretty good job actually of I mean, setting wise, it's like a generic superheroes, but I think it fit the theme pretty well. So I liked that quite a lot. Yeah, it isn't really a setting system. It's just a generic super system. That's true, Krellin. I'm gonna I'm going to take you on that one. I will take it. I liked Masks, even though you do have to make your own city. The mechanics from the settings inform the setting really well. Yeah, I think it's like it's really yeah. I think it's tricky since I do like a lot of generics. And there are a lot of games where I like the setting, but like, how do I put this? So for Krellin, for your question, for me, when I'm actually when I'm answering this question, I'm trying to answer a question where I think the setting and the rules integrate well together. Not only is the setting good and the system's good, but they sort of fit well together and they make sense together and they sort of enhance each other. It's like value added. I think Unknown Armies probably works, but I have to think about it. A Wild West Mage game too. Ooh, that sounds really good. I really like Castle Falkenstein, but I have some questions about how well it functions. There are a couple of like rules tweaks that I think that people have to fix. I really like my friend's Clockwork Dominion. That's another card-based game. I like how that works quite a lot. I think it's a cool setting. It's a steampunk horror setting. It's got some, I like the mechanics. There's some good stuff there. Soronlin says, World of Darkness has consistent lore across all the games. You can play them together. Each game has its own bad guys, but they work cross-genre. But they also do like little things in the rules that I think become interesting. Courier says, games that use narrative tools as game mechanics are hard to exclude from games with setting. Because if the kind of story you're going to tell is baked into the game, then it feels like the setting is there, just not a super detailed one. Yeah, it is tricky, right? Yeah. Yes. Commander Pulsar says, I thought Freedom City for Mutants and Masterminds was pretty good, as you could tell lots of different kinds of comic book stories there. It might be a good setting to steal for Masks. Oh. And what's really tricky about this is that I also think there are some generics that work well with certain settings, depending on what you're wanting, and I think that is tricky as well. Not sure what I'd use, but a Kung Fu Wizardry and Trains game in post-Opium Wars China is another thing I wanted to build. Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds really good. I don't think World of Darkness was really integrated until Revised. Before that, systems were similar but didn't really play nice. It's true, like you did not want to mix werewolf and vampire before Revised at all. Because the werewolves in vampire were not even the same as werewolves in Revised. They were actually different werewolves, right? So that was a little bit tricky. The results on us are never ending. Even this very forest, it once was lush with trees and flowers, but the Chandesh burned it down. They have no regard for nature. We're in no man's land on the border here, so we always gotta keep watch for spies. That ghost you chased off, she was Chandesh too. She gave me a message for the King of Rule. A message from our king, from Chandesh? That can't be any good. What's the message? I don't know, but she said it would end the war. I can feel it waiting in me. I think we should deliver it. Why does this crap always happen to us? What? I said great. Let's go deliver the ghost message to the king. Yeah. I appreciate the favor you did for me in my inn, stranger, so I won't stop you, but I will say, be careful with a message like that. It's probably hard to understand because you ain't from here, but anything from Chandesh, we've learned not to trust. What? But she seems so nice. I mean, she was all haunty and scary, and she attacked me with rainbow ghost balls, but after that she was nice. I'm sure it's fine. Nobody else is sure that it's fine. Just for the record, nobody else is sure. Oh, thank you for being here, Wax Steven. I will, and also, by the way, Wax Steven, thank you for all the RPG chat. When we play video games here, we also do a lot of RPG chat, so I'm happy to have you here and chat as much as you like about the RPGs. It makes me happy. Courier says, I think most of my complaints about D&D boils down to people trying to use D&D for everything. Not every game should be a universal toolbox, and honestly, I don't enjoy many games that are. I like trying new systems and mechanics, the same reason I like playing indie games. So that's interesting. Like, again, like Death Star Acts when Revised happened. It happened, late 90s maybe? 96, 97 perhaps, mid to late 90s, second half of the 90s, but maybe early in the second half. I have thoughts. The first time the World of Darkness books were written and developed separately and independently, there wasn't an overall plan for them until they all existed, yeah. Miriam and Bay, Birds of a Feather. Oh, yeah. Honestly, I stick D&D to D&D because I play for friends and they don't have time to learn a new system. It's fair. And also some people really like this system. I'll just note it. Right? Plus, I don't feel creatively constrained. Yeah. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Our bard needs to treat himself with more self-respect and stand up for this ghost chick. Yeah. In the best games, the feel the game plays into the rules system. The dice rolls work to create the feel of the universe. And here's where I'm going to get into this idea about generics for a moment. But Baron says, I have to wonder about a game that took wizardry and sci-fi as a mix. There may be some game out there which combines them in a specific way. Characters can start out either based on sci-fi, tech lasers, etc., or on wizardry, warlocks, rogues. Characters level up and grow and can take knowledge in their preference, though with a caveat. If they take a level and skill in one system, they lose a point in the other. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. What I know of Verkman's lore isn't complete shite, but Mage Awakening is absolute garbage. Cruz says, I like having conversation, so if Trooper's ready to converse with us, I'm going to run any chance of extended gameplay, ruin any... Look, this is what we're here for. We're here to play and also chat. I can talk tabletops and storytelling in general all day, so say we all. So here's the thing about generics. And this is the thing I think that people maybe sometimes miss. Good luck on your journey, stranger. It's a bit ugly out here, but past the wall's real nice. Especially if you make it to the capital, Xiaxian. Rule's a beautiful place when it's not a burned mess. So it's true. So here's the thing I was thinking about generics. Many people think, oh, generics aren't great because they're generic, so they don't do anything well. This is okay. Let me rephrase this. Ever since the Forge came out with their idea that basically generics are bad and that the rules must tie into narrative in a very specific way, which is where the whole new wave of indies have come from. Like they all kind of came out of the Forge. So there's this idea that you want to have your mechanics tie into the setting this very specific way, and that's why generics are bad, because they don't do that. Because really, the best games are one where you could only play that game only use those mechanics for that one game. But here's the thing that I would say, that I think that misunderstands generics. I think that it sort of implies that generics are basically not good at anything, but maybe decent at everything, but not really good at anything. But I think that mistakes the fact that generics actually aren't generic. They may be setting neutral, but they aren't generic. So for example, when I was wanting to do the French Resistance campaign, I had a bunch of generics I could have used. But I chose one generic over another for a reason. And actually our buddy Bill talks about this a lot, because Bill uses BESM, not BDSM, but BESM. GURPS, what else does he use? He's used a bunch of different generics, but they're different, right? I would use GURPS for some things, but Fate for others. I would use Warp, which is another generic, for different things. And I would use Savage Worlds probably for different things yet again. The different generics, I would have to check out Genesis to see what I would use it for. But the different generics actually have a character to them. They have a they are tool, yeah, Big Eye Small Mouth, the anime RP. Yeah. They're very different. They have different feelings, they do different things. And so they're toolkits, but they speak to different things. Do you know what I mean? So for example, other people use Fate as a really narrative, cinematic, filmic sort of a thing, with a lot of distributed authority between players and GM. I use it as a character psychological simulator because that's what I like using. That's what I think it's actually really good for. I think that Fate even though this is not what Fate is advertised as, and this is not what Reddit says Fate is for, Fate is so good as a system to track psychological change in a character over time. For me, it's really good as a game that sort of works with your sort of character sort of character study. Really good as a character study. Love it. GURPS, however, does a kind of a realism really very well. That if I want a certain kind of a realism, I'm gonna go with GURPS. So like there are a lot of settings that GURPS works really well for because of the kinds of assumptions built in GURPS. There are kinds of settings that Fate would work really well for because the kind of things that the setting assumptions in Fate. There are things that Savage Worlds would work really well for, BESM would work really well for, or right. So I actually think that these generics actually aren't generic. They actually have flavors to them, wherein there are settings within that sort of fall really well within that flavor, and then those rules and that setting, so good, would like work really, really well together. And the other things are just fine, I suppose. Although there are some things that maybe I wouldn't use a certain setting for. Like I wouldn't use that generic for this thing or that generic for that thing. You know, sort of think about it. Yeah. Yeah, they each have, Sforlo Santos says they each have a sweet spot. Yeah, I think that's true. I think BESM has a different sweet spot than this other one. Saranlan says, take two generic systems, GURPS and Hero. They can both be used for anything, but GURPS is gritty. It works best for realistic combat, whereas Hero works more as a 4-color comic system. Characters can take massive attacks and keep fighting, so even though they can both be used for anything, the games they create have a different feel. Totally. Saranlan, exactly. And so that if I'm going to use Hero Champions, I'm going to do it for a different kind of a game. Like, or if I'm going to run espionage in Hero, it's going to look different than if I run espionage in GURPS or in Savage Worlds. I totally get this. I guess it wouldn't be a thing I'd have strong feelings on at all if D&D didn't monopolize so much of the TTRPG space. It does. It does. Oh, I thought that was how you played it. Yeah. I'm running Fate in a way that is Crit Twitch is noting. I'm running Fate in a way that people on the Fate Reddit would think is bad. I'm just letting you know it. I'm a bad Fate GM. I'm inappropriate. I'm doing it the wrong way. Bad, wrong, fun. But how I'm using it, I love it. At first I was like, I don't know about Fate, and I was like, let me do it because there are things I want to try out. And as it has developed, I actually really, really enjoy it for what I'm using it for, which is not what Fate fans use it for, but I really love it. For Bill, it's about what he wants the gameplay to be like paired with his idea. The BESM game was What If Sauron Wins? Krellin says, oh yeah, stress and consequences are really good for horror-type psychological scarring, thing that a lot of systems don't really grasp. Yes, right, Krellin? Love that. And that's not what Fate fans say it's supposed to be used for. And so, but I don't care. I like what's going on. So I think there's some really cool things that Fate can do in terms of the consequences, which are really, really neat that I really like. ODS says, Fate is also a great balancer. How to create fighters and mages that feel equivalent, for example. Yeah. Also Fudge, yes. Jer says, this is why I want to make a Genesis High C system. The system feels like it would touch on that flavor well. Right. And then maybe you wouldn't use the High C's thing the way you want to do it in some other system. Commander Pulsar says, Fate has worked a treat for my Star Wars game. Being able to play into the cinematic action feel of Fate lets me talk about the game as if it were a Star Wars movie. Right. And I end up, thank you, Death Star Taco. Take care. Just like sleep well. And I tend to think of, by the way, we're going to do our giveaway pretty soon. We're going to do our giveaway in 5 minutes. So if you want to be in the giveaway for X-Morph Defense, which is a indie action strategy game, just make sure you say something in chat in the next 5 minutes, and then you'll be entered into it. And I really like that thing with the consequences of murder you're doing in Colas. Yeah, thanks, Krellin. So for me, I was like, and I understand that this is not how the people who do Fate normally think it should be run. They think they want it. Baron Von Blast, you just subbed to our channel. I don't know if you know what that means. That means something really important, Baron von Blast. I'm going to sing you a song. It's a name game, and this is a good name game too. Baron von Blast, you've got a good name game. Courier says, Colas is a microcosm of the trauma Nazis inflicted indirectly on the civilians who had to resist or die. Yeah, and so there's something that I can do with Fate that I think is really exciting, which is not how people conceive of Fate standardly, but there's something in Fate that actually works really well to sort of deal with this kind of internal struggle that I am loving. And partly that means we don't clear stress unless you do something to RP clear it. We don't clear it after every session. So stress lasts a bit longer, so things become a little bit more tense. And the way that these things are like, well, there is the Fate Horror Toolkit, so maybe not everyone would say you're doing it wrong. For Lo Santo, and I have that. I do have it. But you know what's funny, Fate, for Lo Santo, is that for the longest time, people would say that you could never run horror in Fate. That was like the conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom was like, there's no way you could ever run horror in Fate. It's just antithetical to how Fate is run. But then the Fate horror came out, and I really like it because it sort of plays with some of the assumptions of what Fate can do. And so I like it. So, Baron von Blast, for you. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name. I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say Bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. But if the first two letters are ever the same, I drop them both and say the name. Like Bob, Bob drop the B's, Bo, Ob, or Fred, Fred drop the F's, fo, red, or Mary, Mary drop the M's, mo, airy. That's the only rule that is contrary. Baron von Blast, Baron von Blast, Baron von Blast, Bo, Aaron von Blast, Banana, Fanafo, Farron von Blast, Fee, Fi, Mo, Marin von Blast. Baron von Blast. I've got to do that one again. Baron von Blast, Baron von Blast, Baron von Blast, Bo, Aaron von Blast, Banana, Fanafo, Farron von Blast, Fee, Fi, Mo, Marin von Blast. Baron von Blast. Got it. There we go. That's it. I'm ready. Now I'm excited. Like a game of D&D where the long and short rests are resources that are very limited. Yeah, that would be a really interesting way to run D&D. Bah, Fate can do horror. Maybe not right out of the box, but who runs Fate right out of the box? Good point. Good point. So for subbing, you get an entire album. Sweet! Well, you get a name game. Is what you get. Like, you gotta get your name game in, right? Totally. I really love the Lazarus Eye and the Fate System toolkit. That's exactly the kind of thing I want in my game. Stuff that make you hard choices that have... Yeah, love it. So, like, there's something... Ooh, thank you for the follow, Smokebeard. I always feel that somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Oh, thanks for the follow. Hey, Thimblet. Immortal would say, Baron, I applaud you. Nice bass clip. Yeah, Baron, I love the bass clip. You can never run a toolbox RPG out of the box. That's the point of the toolbox. Yeah. Ooh, hey, Hickming Boots. Thanks for the raid. Let me sing you the raid song. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Welcome in, Raiders. Hey, we're the Academic Foxhole. We're gonna give a giveaway for a game in like 5 minutes or so. So if you're like X-Morph Defense, so if you're interested, just say something in chat. I'm gonna fix the problem. I'm gonna fix this whole alert thing, so it'll work out. Baron Von Blast. Oh, hiccuping boots. Ooh, hiccuping boots. Okay, hiccuping boots. All right. This is going to be hard, but I got it. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say Bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Hiccuping boots, hiccuping boots, hiccuping boots, bo bickuping boots, banana fanner for thickuping boots, fee, fi, mo, mickuping boots. Hiccuping boots. Hey. All right. Hiccuping boots. I got it. Welcome in. Thank you. Welcome to the foxhole. Hiccuping boots. That was a good one. That was hard. I liked it. You don't fix a wall by opening your toolbox and taking out a wrench, a screwdriver, and a hammer. You get the tool you need, and you need the rest of the box. Welcome. For Los Santos says, for anyone not familiar, the Lazarus Eye can bring a character back to life, but has interesting and somewhat horrible consequences. Curlin explains to Hiccuping Boots what this stream is. It's singing, RPGs, and maybe if Tripper's feeling frisky, a little bit of video games. Like, it's right, like the video game is right there. Like, we're theoretically playing it right now. So I'm just saying. Look, we're going to do our giveaway right now. We're going to do it. We're going to do our giveaway. So Nightbot is the one who is in charge of the giveaway. And Nightbot is sassy, problematic, difficult. We're gonna just see. we're playing video games for certain values of playing. Yeah, right. Fickle. Nightbot is fickle, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna see what happens. What's up? Death Star Taco. Hey, Death Star Taco. Hey, did Death Star Taco leave already? No. Yes. No. Yes. Death Star Taco. I don't know. But see, the things, I just need to get their name. And if I get their name, then I just email them. And I'll just give them a message. And I'll say, Death Star Taco. Here we go. Yes. He did. But, you know, it's going to be a surprise. We're gonna whisper Death Star Taco with the bundle. And it'll be a surprise. Because I like to give people surprises. That's nice, right? I'm going to read you the message, though. Hey, Death Star Taco. How are you? Chat says hi. I'm going to assume you say hi. You won our giveaway. Congrats. Boom. That's it. You know, because sometimes I just want to, you know, I want to give people some love. That's it. Death Star Taco. All right. We defeated a ghost, right? We're like totally in it. So I've defeated a ghost. Actually, I say potato. Or do you say potato? It's potato? Oh. Theorycraft for his next move in game, he will buy a bag of marshmallows and roast them in the fire. He needs a few. Yeah, maybe. So a lot of dangerous types come through here. See, I'm playing like a little bit of the game, right? I inherited this place from my folks, but the area is no good anymore. Why they bother to rebuild after the fire's beyond me. But for those sorry few out here, they're only refuge. Ty. Apologies if I made you nervous earlier. I'm a soldier of rule. I would never use my sword against a true villain. Myself and my kin shall leave you in peace. Kin? What's that? Oh, you... I suppose you are quite new to this kingdom. There are animal companions. Everyone in Rule grows up with one. We soldiers are many, and the borderlands are where we're most needed. Be wary out here, it's not safe. It gets lonely out here, not many come to the border. That's the price of duty to my nation. Olaf. The spooky presence has lifted. Thank you, traveler. My wife and I, we are refugees of this conflict. So much fear in the world. That must be why the spirits are restless. This burned land is cursed. It's no place to make a home. This is why it takes Tripper years to get through some games. I mean, I think the longest was probably Dragon Age Inquisition. Probably. Olaf is a vampire count. It is true, Sea Spider. This is fair. If the real soldier's British, obviously the Chandar soldiers be friends. Oh, we're in it. Delia. I got family on the other side of the border, but I haven't seen them in a long time. I came with my husband and kin to try to cross, but seeing the dead forest, we didn't want to go any farther. Feels like there's something dark out there. Ooh. I know, I want to talk to the familiar, the kin. The forests of Rule are so beautiful. Who could be evil enough to burn them down? I want to know the other side of the story. The conflict rises and falls, but it's been going for longer than I remember. Folks normally don't come near the border. Oh, well. Yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition is a long game, and I played it super completionist, and it took a long, and I also talk all the time, so, you know. Yeah, it took me like 18 months to finish that game. But to be fair, right? To be fair, if it was up to her, we'd still be playing Telling Lies. That is true, we would be. Confirm she's a Viscountess vampire, as well she should be. Well, up and away. Ugh. What? Let's fly. No. No? I'm tired. I slept on a floor. Barely. You try carrying you for a couple of days. See how you feel about doing it another day after that. You're walking. Oh, okay then. I'm apparently walking. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn took a long time as well. It's true. Yeah, and like, let's say it's 100 hours, but for me, it's probably not 100 hours. It's probably like 150 hours, but then I only play, yeah, this. Hey, how are you, Todd Kill? How are you doing? We're going this way. Oh. We're traveling east, I suppose. And we're making, yeah. Oh, I haven't seen the trailer yet. I was indisposed, so I was not able to see all the trailer stuff going on. I wonder how long it'll take me to finish Outer Worlds 2, but Outer Worlds I think is much shorter than the other ones, right? I mean, maybe. Oh, hey, guess what, everybody? Sorry, I wanted to tell you. I will try not to get dysentery. I wanted to tell you some news because I know that like part of your job is to keep me not too distracted. Part of your job is to distract me while in game, but keep me not distracted out of game. And so I have some news for you. I have been emailing with a property management firm over there in Ithaca, and I have on Monday a virtual tour of an apartment via Skype, and I am going to find out about the place. Now, I probably will not be able to move in until like the 6th or 7th of July, but I think that'll be okay. I hope it'll be all right. My concern is that it's like 2 miles away from the university, which is kind of a long walk, but apparently there's also a bus. So apparently it's on a bus line. So I should be able to either take the bus when it's all snowy and miserable, but maybe also walk if it's pretty nice, or some combination of the both. But I also don't know if I will, or taking a bike. Yeah, 2 miles away is not bad at all, right? But I also don't know if I will. It's like a 20-minute walk, right? Or maybe a little bit less if I hustle. I also don't know how often I'll need to go to campus because my classes might all be virtual because of Corona. Courier, don't tell me that it's almost July. I don't need to know. By the way, this gesture is denial. This is denial. It's denial. I walk a bit more than 2 miles on the daily. Yeah, right. So I feel like that'll be nice. I think that'll be a nice distance. And maybe if I have to wake up early in the morning, I'll take the bus there and walk back. But if it's like an afternoon, I'll walk there and back and it'll be fine. Yeah, right. So I think that'll be like 2 miles, I think. So I think I'm going to check it out. I heard that I might be able to get the apartment furnished, which means, Hrothgar Thorson. Hrothgar, thank you for the raid, everybody. Hrothgar, come on in my house, come on. Come on in my house, come on. Come on in my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on in my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Boop, doop, doop, boop, boop. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Raiders. You could have a set means of walking, biking, just for exercise on a route. Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you, Falcon. Falcon understands what my life is about. This is our raid command, and in case people want to know what our raid command is, our raid command is super nerdy. Like, I don't mean to, like, I know this probably shocks you, but our raid command is super nerdy. This is our raid command. Ceci n'est pas un raid, which is French for this is not a raid, which is from the sort of painting Treachery of Images, which is this is not a pipe, it's a painting of a pipe, and it says on the painting this is not a pipe. It's Magritte. Yes, it's Magritte, and it's awesome. And so our raid command is this is not a raid. Don't, look, I understand that I'm a big old nerd. Krellin let my secret out of the bag. I understand that nobody knew that. Nobody got that I was a nerd before. It was a secret. I was hiding it really well. But yeah, so I'm gonna go through this virtual tour on Monday, and then I was talking to Prax, and Prax and Lindy gave me great unsub now, gave me great tips. Guess what they told me? They told me about this thing called pods, where you can pods is like a storage thing where they bring in a big box and you put your stuff in it, and then they take it away and they put it in storage for you. So what I'm thinking is that I have a storage unit right now that is not big enough for my furniture, but I can put as much like boxes of books that I don't need in that storage unit, so then I can get a small pods and put that away, and yeah. So apparently this move might be doable, everybody, and I may not have to like have ridiculousness. I gave an art student, a friend of mine, a tea towel with a bagpipe on it and the phrase underneath, best Scotland souvenir. Yes. No, I didn't know about pods, Krellin, but now I do, and I'm so excited. This is a legally distinct pipe from the Magritte pipe. Totally legally distinct. Not at all the same pipe. Ooh. What are we doing? I'm sorry I made Miriam tired. Whoa! That's a pretty big wall. Have you managed to get into your office yet? No. But I think I have to just call the campus police to let me in, and I am not going to worry about that just yet. I'm going to worry about that. Really, I think once I get the apartment and figure out whether or not it's furnished or not, and if so, what it's furnished with, that's when I think I'm going to really start paying attention to all of that business. Also, I hope the desk is big enough. Yeah. When is the last time you were actually in a residential area? Wait, Krellin, what do you mean by that? Do you mean when was the last time I lived in an actual apartment? Is that what you mean? Like a for real apartment? Physically? Wait. Do you mean like, oh, well, my campus isn't a residential area. Oh, you mean just visiting? Well, yeah, like a resident, like my campus is in a residential area. Low density housing, not high density. Huh. Huh. When was. Do you mean in terms of where I lived? Or where I just am at? Because the area that my university in is pretty low density housing. Like this is a pretty residential. Oh. Because I can't imagine how you didn't know about pods without staying out of residential areas. Um, I, you know, I just don't leave anywhere. Oh, you see pods parked in front of houses all the time. Huh. Yeah, I just didn't. I didn't, and you'd think I'd see it on campus even, right? But I just haven't seen it. I don't know. I see moving vans. Yeah, but I'm excited to know about it. Hello, Zyranach. How are you, Zyranach? How are you doing? Did you ever get your care package? Here's the thing, Rissa. I can only go to the mailbox when. So the problem with my mail is I can't just go to my mailbox. I can only go to my mailbox to get my packages when the person who works the mailbox is there. But the post office is actually shut down in the summer because the campus is closed. So they figured, why have the post office open? So the post office is closed. So I can only go to the post office to get my packages in the 1 hour time frame when the person who works there is delivering the mail. But since COVID has happened, her main post office is pulling her away from the post office, so she can't even be there every day. So I have to text her and ask her when she's going to be at the post office, like what 1 hour of time she'll be there so I can go and get my stuff. And I am planning on going there tomorrow morning. So yeah, Baron, it is a massive headache. And Raid! Infantino Duck, Duck Raid, give him our raid response, everyone. So to welcome you in, Infantino Duck. Come on in my house, come on. Come on in my house, come on. Come on in my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on in my house, I'm gonna give you everything. We just need excuses to sing here is how this works, is what's going on. Welcome in, Raiders. How are you doing? We are playing Wandersong right now. This is what we're doing. We're playing Wandersong, which means we're kind of talking about RPGs, but yeah. So yeah, welcome in. I know it's nice to see all you Raiders coming in. That's normally you actually can hear snippets of the song itself, and I'll sing along with it. But because I know that Twitch is cracking down on everything, I have not. Did I ditch the alerts? I've gone on silent alerts right now is what I've done. What I'm going to do is go back, get the images, because I love my little images that I have, my little GIFs. And what I'm thinking about doing is doing something passive aggressive, because that'll amuse me. Where I think what I want to do is, you know how you can get text readers to read things for you? So I think I want to get the text reader to say, come on in my house, and then in the strange text reader voice, or name game, or we're in the money, and then so we get the kind of computer voice, and I'll have that be the audio, so that then I'll get the audio saying that, oh hey, I should sing the song. So then I can sing the song, but I'm not playing the song, so I'm not going to get in trouble with the IRIAA. So that's all. That's it. Yeah, so I feel like it's a way to it's a little bit of a political statement, but I also get the alerts coming in to remind me, and then everything I think is good. This is like, I feel like that'll be, and I think it'll also be a little bit funny. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it'll be a little bit funny. It's a little bit of a political statement. It's a little bit funny, a little snarky, but I still get to sing. And then that's like, I feel like that'll be a good way to do it. Yes. Oh, if I were only Dio. If only I were Dio. I'm gonna go Minnesota nice. I'm gonna go Minnesota nice all up in here. Thank you very. Yeah, right. Just so this is what I like. He seems like he is so at home in EOA, edge of I don't know, Eagle of Abyssinia. A state of affairs. Yes. Thank you. A state of affairs. Yeah, I got it. I love a state of affairs. So it seems kind of excessive. We've come upon a wall. They must be serious about it. We probably shouldn't just go around it. We might get in trouble. I wonder if there's someone we can talk to. What should we do? Did you? Oh. Sorry, Miriam's like, walls down. I did hear about Lady A. Oh, good night, courier. Thank you for being here, and I will see you around next time. Have a good evening. Our chief up in a surprise, like a specific Monty Python sketch. So I'm a little sad that State of Affairs is coming to a close. Yeah. Zaranox says, I've not played, but I love the Wandersong OST. Also, I'm drunk. Way too late, sort of drunk, but still technically responsible, so that's a thing. Fair. So here's what I will tell you about A State of Affairs and Lady Antebellum. So the thing about Lady Antebellum is that I've kind of avoided them. Like, I do like country music, but I gotta tell you, when I hear there's a band called Lady Antebellum, I was like, yeah, no. You know what I mean? Like, I just basically avoided Lady Antebellum because the song was like, yay, before the war. And I was like, before the Civil War? Yeah, no, I can't. Like, it just was like way, way too uncomfortable for me as a band name. And like, I will let some things go, but that was too much. That was too much for me. So I just basically avoided them. But now they're calling themselves Lady A, and I was like, and they apologized. And I was like, all right then, thanks, because you are making me uncomfortable. Like, I didn't like yell at them or write them angry letters. I was just like, well, they're clearly not a band for me. They're clearly not a band who wants me to listen to them, so I'm not going to listen to them. So I thought it was good. I was very happy to hear that they have changed their name, and that made me happy. You thought you were safe from JoJo references, but it was Dio all along. Yes, I had to look up what Antebellum means today. I know a few of their songs. Yeah, because it's a before the war, but there's only one war we're talking about at that point in time. Also, can I just say one thing about A State of Affairs? Wait, sorry. Walls down. Miriam, that's against the law, I'm pretty sure. I told you we're gonna have to break a few rules, right? We don't have time to worry about this crap. Now, come on. My European ass also had to look it up. Well, I mean... All right, that's fair. So here's the thing. What was I going to tell you? I was going to tell you a thing. What was it? Yeah, Miriam she just angrily brooms away. There's a lot of history to know if you include everywhere. There was a thing I just wanted to tell you. Lady Antebellum. No, it was not something else. It was Lady Antebellum. Yeah, Antebellum means before the war, and that's always the Civil War. A State of Affairs. Thank you, A State of Affairs. That was it. Thank you for reminding me. So here's the thing about A State of Affairs. Latin, y'all. Ante before bellum war, like antediluvian before the flood. So here's the thing about A State of Affairs. I want to tell you this. How do you remember RPGs? Antediluvians were from before the flood. Deluge is sort of like deluve, so ante is before. Casus belli is reason to declare war, so bellum is war. Thus antebellum before the war. See, you're just talking what are you talking about? You're just talking a lot of Europa Universalis 4 knowledge. I love it. Have you heard NASCAR ban the Confederate flag? Yes. What? This is why I'm feeling a little hopeful that maybe we'll get larger change coming out of all this, because I'm seeing, and like all these statues are going down, when just like 2 years ago people were like, no, never bring down any of these statues, and now it's like it's happening, and color me surprised, you know? Hermione 617 says, I'm considered black, but I missed that word in history class. My mom's cousin loves I Need You Now by Lady A. See, but now they're called Lady A, so it's good. Yes. Best burn of the day about that driver. Can I just say one thing about the state of affairs? Yes, thank you. That's what I wanted to tell you. So Bubba Wallace is a black NASCAR driver who does pretty well. So here's the thing about a state of affairs. A lot of the times when I see a state of affairs, they're shorter campaigns, like 2 to 4 episodes. And I actually think while you can run a state of affairs in 1 or 2 episodes, I actually think it works better if you have more time. I think more than 4 is better. And like the more, like if you want to do the add-ons, because they've got some very cool add-ons that I'm really interested in, like Downstairs at the Abbey, which is like a upstairs, downstairs, Downton Abbey thing where you play both gentry and also servants. And there's another one that's like kind of like Wuthering Heights, where you stretch it out over like a generation or 2. I actually think it works better when you have more episodes. And I think the reason why is because, and actually I'd be really interested in to experience a 12 episode run, 10 to 12 episodes of the state of affairs. I'd be really interested in that, because the thing is, because your character has a desire, right? And if you have a short run, you have to kind of just like basically push everything into like 1 episode, and it gets really densely packed. And I think that when you have more time, you can let things breathe more, but also you can play with internal conflicts, with changing your desires. There's like a bunch of things that you can do if you have a bit more time. So I'm actually really excited that A State of Affairs is 6 episodes rather than 4 or 2. And I would really love to play in a 10 episode Good Society, is all I'm saying. Rumors seem to have limited effect with short episodes. Yes, they do, right? And so I think that that's actually one of the things I think is really good about having just a bit more time, because the rumors have more effect. You can just do, like, I feel like it's a little bit richer. I think that the system, even though you can totally do it in a 1 shot, I just think it breathes a bit more if you have more time. Hickming Boot says, as a person who was born and raised in the South and still lives in the South for now, I'm incredibly shocked at NASCAR and Lady A, but I'm hopeful for what this means. Me too. That's where I'm at. Also, I know Lady A has some pop crossover songs because I've heard them in the top 40 station. Yes, they do. Look, they're a pretty big band, so I'm glad that they're, changing things up. It also gives time for letter writing and various machinations to take effect. It lets the rumors have time to percolate. The letters have time to do. You can just sort of things can breathe, and you don't have to push so fast. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you only have 1 episode, you have to push everything. And I find that when you have more time, you can let other people sort of come to the fore. You can come to the back. It just breathes a little bit better, and it feels a little bit more grounded for me in a way that I really appreciate. Rissa finds the faces of Good Society fascinating, as do I. I feel like I'd be more interested if it had more of a dynastic play. Odious, there is an expansion that does have a more dynastic play element, and that's really interesting. They have that, and I really want to play it. But of course, if I were going to play it, I would want to play it with 10 episodes at the least. Good Society story. Look, I'm going to tell you what it's called. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to tell you what it's called. A Good Society. It is called... Wait. Good Society. Secret Desire. LARP version. Good Society expansions. Here we go. It's called Emma Forget Me Not. Is the sort of more dynastic expansion. the little blurb is expand your tale to span decades with mechanics that plot your career, fortunes, and station, as well as relationships that change over time. So that one is like meant to give you a bit more of a much longer term span, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, I'd play it. And it's meant to be for a longer campaign, and I would totally play that because I like to. And they're also, I will tell you, they're also for those who've never read the book, there are mechanics that you've never seen played. Because if you've watched Roll For It, Geek Space, and also Table Story, there are a couple of mechanics that you've never seen in play yet because they're for sort of longer games. And with 6, we're like, we will see, but like you can have a character that has an inner desire, an inner conflict, like sort of between law and order, or between love and money, or like you can have these inner desires, and that inner conflict, these two things in tension, has a mechanical effect in what happens. So it's not just reputation. There's also this inner conflict that you get to play with, which is very cool. And you can also switch up design. Like there are things that you can do that come more in play when you have more time. Yes. So how long do I want my Jersey Shore game to be? See a hooded ornament. Maybe 4, because I feel like that might be a 4 sort of a game. Yeah, Minnesota is like that pacifist kid that you never expect to throw down, so when it starts throwing punches, the rest of the country pays attention. You can cultivate those desires and the rumors into long games. Get the players really involved in the skullduggery. Yeah. Odia says, it feels like it's easier to be selfish when it's just your character. If you had to play your children's siblings, you could actually hesitate. Oh. I mean, I've got a sibling, and my character has changed quite a bit because my sibling's right there, and I don't want to mess them up too much. I wish the kid flag didn't have the bad connotations, because it's a really good-looking flag. But alas, hey, you know, hey, Baron von Blast, you're walking out the door. Hrothgar says, to be fair, a lot of us Minnesotans are from good Viking stock. We are slow to anger, but we have sacked many a nation. Farlow sounds the Isle of Man flag is still the best. I also like the flag for the state of Maryland. That one's pretty fun. I do not have the money to costume for a LARP, nor the air conditioning. Fair. As for the statues, tear those suckers down. One of the problems I have with the state of affairs, don't get me wrong, I love the cast, is it feels easy to have that progressive mindset. Well, the thing is, we could progressive and being progressive. Well, the thing is, we made those choices, right? We could have like we made those choices like in our session 0 to talk about it, like because we could have very easily had a game where it was super transphobic, super homophobic, super sexist, and everybody was really sort of mistreated and oppressed quite a lot. And we could have done that. We could have done a game where basically we have very little, where we just don't. And I think that would have been a different game, because like there's modes. There's drama, romantic comedy, and farce. And drama, it's harsh. Like it's harsh. Romantic comedy is one where bad things might happen, but things generally kind of work out. And with farce, everything is just like good times. And we sort of not from it, but it doesn't. It's not feels not much like a secret desire if it doesn't have a cost. Oh, my character has been messed up by my desire. Like my character has continued to do things against society's rules, and I keep getting punished for it because right, because I'm not playing, like my character's not playing by the way they're supposed to, and like every time, but here's the thing. Also, your desires don't have to be secret. They don't have to be. They can be. But like, I don't know. Like, my desire is probably going to have a cost. Either I'm not going to get it, or if I get it, it's going to have consequences, right? I mean, so, and also, I mean, Florence and Edward have been engaged from session 0, and they kept that all on lock secret for 4 episodes. 4 episodes. You've magnificent bastarded your way out of most of it. Well, it's tricky, right? Because he's also shaped up some, right? He's also he's also acted out less. Once he realizes that it was having a negative consequence on Gregory, on his sister, etc., like he stopped wearing the smoking jacket outside. He's basically sort of, I mean, it's a little sad in certain ways, but he's basically kind of started conforming to the good society, at least enough so as not to be so so blatant. Like, he's toned down basically. Was Yeah, right. He's playing to his station enough to be under the radar. So he's basically been, yeah, right. He has toned himself down in order to make it through. He's changed quite a lot in those 5 episodes. Yeah, he's been a lot less provocative. Thank you. That's because he knows, right, that, like, yeah. My personal theory is that Gregory is of Scottish noble bloodline, and we just haven't discovered it yet. Oh, well, that's exciting. Yeah, so it's interesting, and I think, I mean, I'd also be interested in playing a more repressed version of Good Society as well. Although I will say Edward's pretty repressed. Edward is pretty repressed. He's pretty repressed. That's what I'm gonna say. So he's been pretty repressed. Good on Murgles, by the way. But yeah, I would totally do it. I'll play a more repressed version of Good Society and see what that feels like. Because I've not yet seen it done, but I would do it. See, this is where the short campaign comes when we don't get to see if he reverts. After he gets what he wants, why act according to the rules? Baron von Blast? There's the question. Like, his goal is, like, maybe he's a rightful son to the late Lord Ashby from before the syphilis. Ooh. Yeah, right. So it's a bit of a question. Will he be able to? Will he revert? Will he not? But also, here's the next thing. Will he even, like? Let's be really upfront. If he gets the estate, and he gets Gregory, will he actually be happy? Would that actually be happy at all? Because here's the thing. Cuthbert hates Mayford, right? He doesn't really want to be there. He wants to be in Rome or Paris or somewhere that is not there. London, maybe. Like, if he got the estate, but he says he wants the estate so he can do what he wants and he can be with Gregory. But if he got it, I don't know how happy he would be. Because that would then basically tie him to Mayford basically all the time, right? Like, he would basically need to be that person that I don't think he wants to be. Right now, he thinks he can be that person to get what he wants. But I don't, yeah. He likes to have his freedom, travel, and luxury. He would get his temporary rush from getting Greg and then get bored. Yeah, so, like, I have some questions, right, about what it would mean long term for him to get the estate that he wants. So pass off to Edward and run like hell then. I mean, I basically, I don't know what's going to happen yet. We're going to find out. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe he could see the estate to Lord and Lady Pembroke and then run off to Italy with Gregory. But the Pembrokes will already have an estate, right? So it'll be a question. And I don't know what's going to happen. Like, as a player, I have no idea, and I don't even know what I want. I think I'm just going to have to feel it out when we get there. I'm going to have to just feel it out. Like, really, he should run off somewhere. But it's this weird thing where he's working so hard. Would he be tempered, pursue social change, or level response? This is also a question, right? He might want to do that. So, like, but the thing is, the problem is, if you are, like, the Viscount of this county, you have to be there, and, like, you have a job to do. It's a job. You have to take care of the county. And so the question is, will he do that? When the show started, I figured you guys would have one character you were pushing to win and one character you're pushing to be an absolute train wreck, but everybody fell in love with all the characters. Yeah, it's complicated. But yeah, I'm not so much looking for too much in the phobic direction as my inner Chinese Russian dramatist is screaming, these people are too happy. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing, ODS. We picked romantic comedy, not drama. So that's the thing. If we had gone with drama... Right, because like you can pick the 3 modes: drama, romantic comedy, or farce. We picked romantic comedy. Romantic comedies tend to end with happy endings. If we'd picked drama, then we could have had like a bunch of people throwing themselves off the heaths and being ruined and ending just miserable. But we didn't pick drama. He cedes it to the Lord and Lady just to spite the other family. The Griffiths, yes. Yes. Maybe even having it. Yeah. So there's a kind of like a, but, and that defining an option is too structured. Mostly it's for the players to be on board with what they want, right? So that if somebody wants to come in and like have like dramatic ruin because that's like what they want, somebody else doesn't come up and do the yuck yucks. Do you know what I mean? So it's basically a way to sort of try to figure out what tone the players all want together. And that's basically what that's about. Like, do we want, like, for example, because we went romantic comedy rather than drama, Lady Ashby's probably not going to die. Robert died, which was like, and I didn't kill Heinrich. I was going to kill Heinrich, but I was like, I shouldn't kill Heinrich. We're doing romantic comedy rather than drama, so I'm not going to kill Heinrich. Otherwise, I just would have killed him. But if we were doing drama, I would have killed Heinrich. I'm sure Lady Ashby would be dead. They would not inherit at all. Like the document would be thrown out in court, and then they would be penniless. And we'd be playing Dickens, and I enjoy my Dickens as well. That's all. But that wasn't the tone we went with this one. Well, I know you're not all in on dramatic ruin because EE isn't one of your players. Yes. But we could at Bernie's with Lady Ashby. That's true. Well, people die in comedies, but like your classic comedy ends in a marriage, and people don't tend to die too much in your classic comedies, So I was like, I pushed a little bit to kill Robert, which maybe have been a little bit unfair of me, but I was like, I'll be a little bit of death, just a little. Maybe he's not dead in the end, though. We'll see. But like, bit of a lighter touch. Still enough drama, a little suffering, but a bit of a lighter touch. Hey, have you noticed how quiet it is? There's no animals or birds here. What the hell did Robert do to you guys? But I thought he was perfectly nice. He didn't do anything wrong at all. He and they were like perfectly pleasant. No one did anything bad at all. Like it was like he was fine. Oh, you should record all of your alert songs with my banjo. Ooh, for La Santo. That's interesting. For La Santo. That is a very interesting thing that you have just told me. And I am interested in what you're saying now. This is interesting to me. Yes. The rumors as to a separate breakup is a relationship. Oh, although, I mean, we did it to ourselves as well. We also give our mom consumption. So, electric kazoo. Look, that was just to be a little spicy. It just got out of hand. I don't have anything against them. I don't have anything against Robert at all. It just was theremin. I need a theremin. It was just some excitement, some drama, and then it just went wild. My friend Katie Quixotic also sings to her raiders, follows and subs, accompanying herself on the ukulele. Nice. What happened here? It looks like a monster attack. Harmonica and banjo. Maybe it's nice. Like the ones in Delphi? Yeah, probably not. Let's be careful around here. Florence, screw that bitch. Call me an old maid. I just kind of want them to be the big villains, like, or to get revenge on all of us, and then everybody's great. Oh. Long ago, I had the opportunity to learn the banjo from a pro musician, and I kicked myself. Oh, you should have. Florence turned out to be utterly terrifying. Yeah, right? I love her. Well, now we know that Miriam is a 90s kid. Yeah, that's fair. Busy day for me tomorrow, Trooper. Hope you and all chat have a good evening. Oh, thanks. Do you hear scary sounds? Yeah, Edward, yeah. Hey. Oh, ghost? That looks like a thing. Ah! Ah! Whoa! It's on your face! I know! Do something! It didn't like that. It might be in pain. I was so scared! But I guess it wasn't so bad. Yeah, it's just one little guy. I wonder where he came from. Yeah. What's that? What's that? What's that, everybody? Oh, that seems bad. That seems, we should run. We should sing. What? It works, right? We have to get through the forest of the king, so we have to try. Find the fish 14. Tell me the story. I want to hear all about it. You know what? Sure. Knock yourself out. It looked like the wall there was there to protect the forest. Tell me the story as all this madness is happening. Okay. Since the other side got so wrecked, but this side got pretty wrecked too. They said the other kingdom burned it down, right? In my D&D group, we spam gifts back and forth while we play. I used one of you with the beautiful vest and fan. I didn't know who it was at the time, and my friend said, wait, I know him in real life. So she sent me your stream, I can hear him. Oh! Wait. Carol Ann? They said that other kingdom burned it down, right? That is so cool. This definitely doesn't look like burning. That is awesome. How did your D&D game go? There's something weird going on out here. Yeah, something bad is happening, everyone. I just want to point it out. Also, find the fish 14. Tell me about your D&D game, because that's what we're here for. I think I see what I got going on. So when they come at me with their rando colors, I need to match the colors to get them to leave me alone. More or less. More or less is what it seems like. It was great. I needed a fanning sassy gif and yours was perfect. First off, I think it's wild that I have to thank Grimlost. Grimlost is the one who's made those gifts, and by making those gifts, now apparently there are gifts out in the universe of me. Also, this is a problem. No, 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 no. Come on, come on. No, 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 come on. Okay, sorry. Clearly, I need to like deal with these colors, or else I'll be doomed. Ooh, it's bad. Or I'm a fan symbol? I'm a symbol of fan work? Okay, I think I've got a better idea of what I need to do here. It's great. It's good. The game is telling me what I need to do, and I just need to do those things. And then we'll do the things, and we'll be fine. This right, it's cool. Queerly we need to do... Queerly, intrusive thoughts be gone. I think you need to push the ones that are going dark more. Yeah, that's what it is, right? I think I need to push the ones that are going dark more. I think that's it. And then we're like, oh. Until we like, and then push them back out until they're like further out, sort of. Like, I know what I mean. Hey, by the way, there's a film from the 60s called Rhinoceros. It's based on a play by Ionesco where everyone starts turning into rhinoceri, and you might like it if you like weird, absurdist, strange things. Just for the record. So we're walking. Oh, we made it. Wow. What a bunch of chumps. Let's keep going before they come back. Woo. Really glad to see you supporting the Bail Project. I'm sorry I couldn't donate much, but I hope it helps. Oh, no, thanks. And I'm really excited. Like we've done so well supporting the Bail Project. I'm really excited about it. We're at like $12,000 now. And maybe by the end of the month we'll hit 15 and that'd be so cool. But you know, because people need people need to be able to be bailed out, right? Hello, Polished Cryptid. So we are a bard. We're a very sort of earnest, slightly naive bard is what we are. Yes, thank you, Zeranach. Rhinoceros from 1974. If you like kind of absurdist, surreal stuff, that would be the one. It's Zero Mostel and Zero Mostel and Gene Wilder. I don't know why Lala's gone dark. This is still the place with the king, so high charisma, low int, I think also low wisdom bard. Halt! Stay back from the wall and identify yourselves. What's a witch doing here in the forest? I have not played Hugh. Is it good? What? We're delivering a message for the king. What's wrong with us being here, dude? An earnest, naive bard. Usually they're deceptive and cocky. Yeah, no, this one's earnest, naive. Speaking of bards, just discovered Bardcore. I don't know Bardcore, but now I need to know about it. You're a witch. Yeah, so what? Well, int is always the dump stat. It's a similar game mechanics, but shorter than this game. So if you are liking this game, you'll like it. Oh, all right. Yes. Yes. How do I not have access to single IBIS emote? This is actually another question. Why do we not? These are dangerous times, so we can't just let... Hold on a moment. What's going on, man? There's a witch at the gate. Whoa, what? For La Santo. You know what? I have a Prime sub ready to push to someone. I think you support the Bail Project and that means English was worth a sub. Well then, for La Santo. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. But if the first two letters are ever the same, I drop them both, then say the name. Like Bob, Bob drop the B's, Bo, or Fred, Fred drop the F's, fo, red, or Mary, Mary drop the M's, mo, airy. That's the only rule that is contrary. For La Santo, banana, fenna, for Ola Santo, fee, fi, mo, more La Santo. For La Santo. Thank you for the subprime, for Lasanto. It is much appreciated. Thank you so much. I am loving it. I just want to sing songs, really. That's what it's all about. A genre of music using traditional medieval instruments and vocals to perform a song or tune that was not initially intended to be in a medieval style. Are we talking about filks? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Oh, bardcore. Oh, we're talking about Hildegard from Blingen. We're talking about Hildegard from Blingen because she's awesome. I didn't know that was her genre title, though. Yeah, Hildegard von Blingen is also Baron von Blast. I want your musical notations. I like them. I like them. I like them very much. Whoa, what? You're in the forest? Let me see. They say they have a message for the king. Hildegard from Blingen is so good, right? Oh, really? They seem okay to me. Phil, they're obviously spies. I don't know, man. They look like refugees to me. Oh, yes, please. DM me the stream name. Thank you so much. Please do. Or put it in Discord so everybody can go there too. We can't just leave him with the monsters, can we? Sure, post a clip. Do it, post a clip. But one of our mods is going to have to give you permission to post, which is, hold on, there's a what is it? What is it? Wait. What's the command to give somebody permission for permit? Thank you. One of my mods, will you permit Find the Fish 14? Thank you. Yeah, just permit Find the Fish, and then they can do it. Well, I think we can. No way! Let him in, man. Ain't no time to be uncouth. All right, I'm letting you in, but come through quickly. Well, also, why am I all like dark? Yes, permit. Oh. Thank you. Or, well, stay back. Sheesh. Paying man, you gotta tell your kid to cool it. What's everybody's deal here? Are you not from Chandesh? No? First official mod action. Woo! Next up, the world. You sure? But what about the witch? What? No. Seriously, what is your problem? It's because witches come from Chandesh, man. Ping, she has no idea what's going on here. You gotta cool it. This is seriously not cool, dude. Go, Rissa. It's your birthday. Stream using. Yeah, put it in stream musings. Put it in stream musings. Do it. Okay, sure. Is that a raccoon panda? I think it is. A racca panda? Is your animal gonna, like, attack us again? No. We're cool. It might be a squirrel. A squirrel panda? A panda squirrel? Trooper, battle buddies, singing bards, the gnashing teeth in my brain. Hello. Okay, great. We have been so good. We have gotten so far in Wandersong. We have been very practical. We've been so good this session. We have defeated a ghost, walked through a forest, talked a lot. Why am I still streaming? Oh, because I started at 10. So, like, I'm streaming till 1. It's like, just like 10 to 1. So I got, like, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Rissa has not been a mod here forever in fact, but in spirit. In spirit, she's been a mod here forever. And now, she is now in fact. She has the power of the banhammer. But, like, in my mind, I was thinking about it forever. You two are totally welcome here, all right? We've got about 1% done. We got like more than 1% done. We did like two scenes. It's like 2%. 2%? Ban him or the Doom Sword. Jerry was only mod until last week. It's true. Jerry was like doing yeoman's work. Oh yeah. That's right. 2% milk. We got a lot going on with monsters and all. So it's all a bit crazy right now. But you really don't seem like you're dangerous. We're all gonna take it easy now, alright? Oh, well, let's talk to this person. You're both lucky Phil's in charge here. If you're innocent, I apologize for my aggression. But I have my mother to worry about as well. We can't be too careful these days. Yeah, the modern interface is, like, interesting, right? So, I'll be keeping an eye on you. Oh, well, ping. We're surrounded on all sides by awful dark spirits, and apparently questionable travelers. So getting in and out of this town is a nightmare. We're just waiting for the Chandesh army to follow. We're all very peaceful here. We don't need unruly travelers coming and making a ruckus. You understand? Please respect us in our town. Oh, I'm sorry my son gave you trouble. Ignore him, he's a fool. You and your friend seem perfectly nice to me. It's true that the force has gotten very dangerous. I've been trapped in this sorry town for who knows how long. I'll probably die here too. Mother! Don't speak like that. It is Squidward's grandma, yes. Nuke this site from orbit. It's honestly much better than the normal Twitch interface. I wish basic interface were available everywhere. At one point, a very tough girl came through here, and for a time she kept us safe. But of course, as soon as she left, things became terrible again. All the while, my idiot son hasn't helped anyone. Even some person with a sword is tougher than my son. Pathetic, isn't it? Mother! That was the hero of legend. Oh, that's bad. How am I supposed to be as strong as she is? Hero? Legend? Who gives a hoot? You'd be strong too if you weren't so lazy. Oh. Mommy issues. Mommy issues, everyone. Phil. Hey there, Wayfarer. Sorry if I didn't introduce myself. I'm Phil. Hey, Artie Snack. I have been having a good day. And also, I did State of Affairs. It was great. I did meetings, more than one school meeting, which was like what it was. But like I got stuff going on. It's good. Yeah, that dude should have moved out 30 years ago. This is a true fact. This is a true fact. To be fair, Sun's the worst. I say we ban Suns. What about the moons? Sal, what about the moons? If you banned the sun, what about, like, you don't want to ban, like, Apollo will get, like, it just, like, the Greek, like, sun gods are always a problem. You never want to go and ban them. You kind of want to ignore them, that's all. Sorry to introduce myself, I'm Phil. I'm kind of the boss around here. Sorry about Ping. This monster situation got us all wound up, you know? Something, my last girlfriend turned into the moon, something. Yeah, this is how it is in Pantheons. Leaving here is dangerous. We've been trapped here for days now. You know how it is. I've got to ask, though, how did you get through the woods to here? Oh, I sang to the monsters. Oh, no kidding? You two will fit right in then. We play music every night. Keeps the spirits up. You should join us tonight, Wayfarer. We can put all this ugly behind us. We'll be setting up the fire soon. Just let me know when you're ready. Ah, Phil. Diana's way... Okay, look, Krellin. Diana is way better than Apollo. Like, this is just a true fact. Like, I don't even think there's any way to, like... I mean, true facts. Fight me. I actually just finished watching Avatar finally. Oh, how was it? Did you enjoy it? Want to get the fire going? You know, I'm curious. You all have been trapped here? Yeah, pretty much. We're here to turn the trees into lumber. It's nice work living amongst the forest, but then the monsters showed up and the forest got dangerous. We used to have a lot more folks working in the mill and all. Oh gosh, do they all... Oh, no, they didn't die. At least I don't think so. They left in a big group for Ziashan with the hero. She was here? Oh, yeah. Saved our lives, but we have elderly and kids and kin. Folks who couldn't do the intense journey with her. So a few of us stayed back to keep them safe. We're hoping the king sends back help soon. It's a lot on our minds, Wayfarer. That's why we need nice campfire songs. Oh, I see it. Apollo's arrows hurt people. Did you like it? Which parts were your favorite? Yeah, because I haven't watched it, so I want to know your thoughts. I've got a soft bed and a good book calling my name. I'm off to bed. Night all. Glad to have caught the stream. Thank you for being here. Find the Fish 14. If you want, you can find me tomorrow at noon. No, I lied to you. I just lied to you. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. is on this channel is City of Light and Shadow, the Fate French Resistance campaign. If you want to watch some RPGs, it'll be good. Anyway, Atla is indeed pretty good. Definitely worth watching. Also definitely a kid's show, so just like expect that going in. It's fair. It's fair. So, you know, you can just see me tomorrow. I just want to get through this scene. So, you want to get a fire going? Yeah? Yes, I'm so ready too. Oh. Hey, it's my girlfriend, the moon. No, you admitted to being a liar. I can never trust you again. I really wasn't. Oh, there's a banjo. Hey, this game is clearly made for me because there's a banjo. Beautiful night, eh? In honor of our new wayfaring friends, I'm going to tell an old tale. And then after this, we're going to go about a wayfarer and a witch. Banjo battle, go. We'll see how good this person is. They say it happened here in this very forest. And they say, if you listen real close, you can hear the old spirit singing along to it too. Why not start off with a G, Wayfarer? He's going to stream at noon on Saturday. Yes. It's just that time has no meaning since the pandemic. This is what it is. I'm streaming at noon on Saturday, but I'm streaming at 7 on Friday, which is tomorrow. That is the thing that I did not even know. Oh, okay. Banjo. On the last step of travels, on the full moon's twinkling glow, a wayfarer true of art was drawn to a meadow where the trees stood still and silent, watching a maiden twill the air. Her breath escaped in song, and her soul had been ensnared. They danced in step, weightless in time, with nothing left but two hearts entwined. From that moment on, the witch's magic bone, the spell had been cast as a love did slowly learn. As each night lingered on, the wayfarer's soul grew thin. Her body faded softly as they spell pulled her in. This seems bad. They danced in step, weightless in time, with nothing left but two hearts entwined. Yeah, I don't trust this town either, Baron Fun Blast. It's a little cool song, a little disconcerting. That's all. Just I don't know. And technically he didn't lie because it's already Friday, so where he is, so tomorrow Saturday. But the thing is, Krellin, I feel like it doesn't really count till the next day until you sleep and wake up again, unless you don't sleep at all. Although Avatar was deeper than merely a kid show. I heard really good things about Avatar. It had some kid humor in it, but also had some really deep story elements. It's deep for a kid's show. The world building is excellent. The characterization is exquisite. and it's definitely heavier, but it's a kid's show with a lot of really simplistic shortcuts taken in world building and stuff, which I can deal with. I know I just called it exquisite, but it's some of the macro stuff that I'm talking about. Cool song. Thanks very much, Wayfarer. I feel like this is like, I feel like bad. You will take me defending your honor, sir, and like it, sir. I take it. I take it. I'm planning on stopping as soon as this scene ends. As soon as it's done, I'm over. It's a kid's show that really takes its audience seriously, and silly and serious are well balanced. I adore it. Oh, we've been singing it for generations. But it's kind of sad, too. Why did the witch curse the Wayfarer? If they were in love... Oh, well, you know, I never really thought about it. Guess I always figured a witch was some kind of trickster who snatched up a Wayfarer's soul. No, but why? Maybe it's just a stupid made-up song. Who cares why? Well, not totally made up. Like I said, it happened in these woods. And his Wayfarer was a girl from Rule. And then her soul got snatched? Well, that's how the story goes. Sounds pretty made up to me. Or what? Do you think witches just, like, go around snatching souls? Holy crap, do you actually? No. Well, we aren't used to seeing witches, so I don't know sometimes. They're cruel folk, witches. What are you talking about? Where do you think the force monsters came from? They're soldiers of Chandesh. Sometimes snatch souls for the giggles. Magically created and sent here to attack us and destroy our precious forest. I say, I didn't know that. They're the reason we've been trapped here. But why? Well, that's the scariest thing about Chandesh. We don't know why. But from their actions, it's clear they hate us. They have no regard for nature or our way of life. Tell us this, witch. You said you had a message for the king. Who's it from? Well, don't tell them that. What's the message? Well, it's a secret. But it's something that could end the war. Ooh. I want to read audiobooks for a living. Really think so, Wayfarer? Well, I'm sorry, but that's just not possible. Well, ears open. I think it's starting to get on in time. How about we call it for the eve? Yeah, I think I've had enough of this. And scene, right? And then we're gonna come from the thing and scene. Wah. Perfect. See, we just had to like wait long enough to get to the perfect moment. Perfect moment. Yeah, I also loved how they represented fire. So good. Speaking of graphics, I really liked Darkest Dungeon. I really liked what they did with that as well. Zeranok says, I realize you may have turned the OST off for recent Twitch legalities. Do you get the full auditory experience? I'm asking mostly because it had a very emotional responses to it. Well, I don't think I turned it off. I don't, as far as I know, I haven't turned it off. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't, as far as I know, I have not turned it off. Music. So look, for all I know, maybe it detects the fact that I'm streaming and it cuts things down, but there's some music in there. Yeah, we got like good playing, good chatting in there. C-Sweater's like, playing. We got like we got out of a town, we moved to a new town, we've learned stuff that like people are in a space. So all of y'all, I want to thank you all for being here, but let me tell you where you can find me next. So tomorrow, which is Friday at 1 p.m. over at Tales from the Grim, you can find me playing Livewire, a dystopian in real life streamer in a cyberpunk game run by Alice, White Rabbit Pick. That's on Tales from the Grim at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can also find me at 7 p.m. here here on this channel, 7 p.m. Trooper SJP, Eastern Time, City of Light and Shadow, the second to last episode. We've had 2 solo episodes, and now it's the first time all of the players are getting together again as a group, so it might be a good time to hop out and see what it sounds like. And then Saturday, you will catch me noon on this channel for the Outer Worlds, and I got rid of a bunch of stuff from my inventory so I can walk around now. Like, my hoarding has been curtailed a little bit. It's the penultimate Colossus. And Tango's a mess. Ooh, he's close to being taken out, my friends. Close to being taken out. And then I am playing... I'm running Cthulhu Confidential off stream after that in the evening. And then do we have Road to Rillia on? Oh, I want the preview. Do we have Road to Rillia on Sunday, or is it the week after? I don't remember. Week after, maybe. Sell your consumables. My consumables? I'll think about it. But what if I need to eat the food? I mean, I realize I almost never eat the food, but what if I need it? I'll think about it. Or I'll try to eat it. I'll think about it. Yeah, so then I've got my Call of Cthulhu game, which is offline on Sunday. Next week, you can find me Wednesday for the last episode of Overlight over at Little Red Dot's channel at 8 o'clock, I believe, or something like that. I probably don't need to eat the food. Store them in your stash. Oh, I could do that. And so Wednesday is the last episode of Overlight. Thursday is the last episode of A State of Affairs, and then more of this. So this is where, I've got a bunch of last episodes next week. The last episode of Overlight, the last episode of A State of Affairs, the last episode of City of Light and Shadows. So I've got 3 shows ending all next week, and then I'm going to move to a new apartment, is all I'm saying. If you don't believe Sal, believe your fat friend, you don't need to eat the food. I'm probably gonna... All right. And then launch a 6E Shadowrun game. Look, I'm gonna tell you, this is what I want, what I really, really want. I want to run Clockwork Dominion on stream. I want to do that. Probably something short. I want to run maybe Haunted West or Harlem Unbound. I want to run more Cthulhu Confidential. Nope, I'm gonna stop because they're technocracy. Oh wait, I don't have a cursor anymore. Wait, here, give me a second. Let me exit this game. Ooh, where are y'all doing? And I'm exiting out so I can get access to my cursor. I kept a lot of the food. It was more of the alcohol and companion consumables that I never use. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff after I move. And here, by the way, are my socials if you want them. So we have a Discord. You can join our Discord and hang out with us if you like. If you want to follow or subscribe, you can, although I have no idea where follow and subscribe buttons are now on Twitch because they have... I don't know what they're doing. So Twitch, let's see. I figured I should check this out. Twitch.tv/me, Trooper SJP. What does it look like? We'll find out. Bottom right of screen. So here, or here? Here? Wait. Because I feel like I'm mirrored. I need to rescript my technology. Oh. Okay, so now follow and subs are now... Wait, now here, you don't want that. Hold on. Wait. And mute. Okay, so they are this way. Right? But my left, right? My left. Right. So you can follow and subscribe if you want. I'll sing songs. You can hang out in our Discord. You can find me on Twitter at Academic Foxhole. You can find the archive of all of our shows at Trooper SJP on YouTube. Also, I need to see if I've got everything loaded up. Maybe. I probably do. And then, if you want, you can also... we have a Patreon, which is at Academic Foxhole, and that's support the RPG shows on the channel. So we can pay the cast and also the artists. Ooh. Our artists and our composers. So that's it, everybody. I want to thank you for being here. You all are lovely human beings, or inhuman beings, whatever kind of being you want to be. Kidney beans. You know what? I don't judge you. Be whatever kind of being you want. That's you. It's actually it's not stage right. It's house right, because it's stage left, house right. I believe we had the microphone audio all sorted, but game audio was almost non-existent. Namely, it was only in the background. Good settings for podcast, but not for game capture. For what? For what? Oh, for the game tonight? My audio for the game is up pretty loud, actually, compared to me. I'll see what the game audio is in the options here. We'll see what the volume is there. We can maybe up it up. Sal says, pay your artist trans rights. Black Lives Matter. Yes. And be kind to yourself. Self-care. Defund the police. Self-care. That's what I gotta say. Take care, everybody. I will catch you on the flip side. Y'all are best. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.